I loved how much panic there was in this session. All right, so recap for last week in case you guys... I mean, it's only been a week. I can't imagine you guys have forgotten too much. But you guys started off last week after you had wiped out the cult members that were remaining at the cannibal camp. Camp Cannibal. As you guys were coming out of the house, Kurt was running up the road to you. You guys met up with him, and he asked you about going to Canada again. Told you that he had killed 2 Vanguard soldiers that had gone back to the van. You guys were a little suspicious of that. So Dorian and Bunk went back to the van to confirm. You did find a couple of dead bodies. While you were there, somebody radioed in from the Vanguard base. Dorian responded to the call with
perfect
questionable results. You guys decide to head back. Silas, you guys all get together. You recap what you saw at the van. Kurt had found a couple of horses, so Silas and Kurt are getting ready to head out on horseback. The rest of you guys all piled into the truck that was at the farm with Bunk behind the wheel. As you guys were heading out, you noticed an APC incoming from the road. They stopped and kind of took sight on you. There was a brief exchange of fire before you guys just fucking booked it. A chase ensued. Shots were exchanged. At some point, Silas made a pretty remarkable shot from the back of a horse, hitting the windshield, killing the passenger, which caused the APC driver to sort of lose control and then eventually flip the vehicle down an embankment. Bunk got out of the truck, walked over to the scene of the accident, watched the vehicle catch on fire, heard the screams of the remaining soldiers that were inside, and then the vehicle exploded as Bunk was walking away in a very epic cinematic moment. You guys got back into the truck and followed a forestry road to an abandoned logging camp. All the tools and vehicles had been pillaged of anything useful. While you guys were kind of making camp and getting settled in, Silas had a bit of a side conversation with Kurt, where Kurt tells him a bit of his own origin story that seems to be somewhat similar to his own. As you guys were getting ready to take a rest for the evening, you could hear wolves howling in the distance. During the first watch of the evening, a stranger came running out of the woods into the camp. He seemed really surprised to see you. Bunk tried to question him, but he deflected all the questions and just basically urged everybody to get ready. Wolves howled again in the distance, but this time there was a response from some wolves that were just outside the camp. You guys took cover in the vehicles. Kurt and the stranger tried to make their way to the big logging truck, and the stranger, you didn't really see what happened, but you heard him be attacked before he could get into the truck. The wolves slowly and methodically took strategic positions and started stalking you. Despite their stealth and their tactical attempts to kind of take you out, you guys were able to fend off all the wolves. After that settled down, and you guys were getting ready to settle in for the rest of the night, Corinne mentioned that she had found something in the glove box. It was a notebook. Silas looked at it, and you weren't really able to read it because it was written mostly in code, but you were able to interpret that it was some sort of ledger. At some point, Kurt goes to check on the stranger and has a bit of a traumatic experience when he sees the mutilated body and goes into a quasi-catatonic state. I think Silas attempted to console him to some degree with not really effective results. You guys rest for the evening, and then the next morning you discover that Kurt was missing. You guys set out to find Kurt, and you found his uniform had been haphazardly tossed, just tossed on the ground. The emblem from his Vanguard jacket had been torn off of the jacket and just discarded. Bunk and Silas, followed some footsteps that mysteriously just vanished without a trace. You made an attempt to see if you could figure out where the footprints went or what had happened to Kurt. But there was suspiciously nothing to be found. When you returned to camp, Corinne, again, said she had found something, and it was a note. And it had been left on one of the camp seats, like one of the logs, the stumps that had been used as a seat. And the note, all it said was, "We did you a favor." And that's where we left it off. And just for the sake of expressing the timeline, because I don't think I've ever explained this before, but this session is starting on the first shift of the 15th day of the campaign.
We've only been out there for 15 days. My God, we've lived a lifetime.
You've had a very exciting 15 days. Very exciting 15 days.
Military bases. We've escaped military bases. Cannibals.
Yeah.
Exploding people. People love exploding.
People love detonators. People love detonators. Anyway,
I do not.
Sure.
So you guys are at camp, and Corinne shows you this note, and it says, "We did you a favor." And that's really all it says.
So before I try and tackle that, I reach into my pack and walk over to Marcus at the truck and say, like, "Hey, buddy, thanks for letting me use this. Probably saved, my ass back there at the ranch, but I was able to fix your Kevlar vest, so I'll give that back to Marcus."
Okay. Perfect.
I will take it.
Are you gonna wear it this time, or are you gonna put it in your backpack?
Yeah, don't put it in your backpack this time.
No, I think I'll put it on. So I don't know if this is correct, but right now it says I have a down jacket and a camo jacket. I'm assuming that's wrong. I can't wear both.
Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, there's no reason you can't wear them both. It just seems like a lot.
Well,
I'll say you can't. No, you can only wear one jacket at a time. Mechanically, as the rules apply, you can only wear one jacket at a time.
So
you're warm or you're stealthy. That's it.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, I'll take the down jacket off, because the camo, I like the bonus on stealth. But can I wear the Kevlar underneath the camo jacket?
Can you wear the Kevlar? Yeah, Kevlar, no problem.
Okay. So is Kevlar in the book?
It is not.
Okay, I didn't think so. So what is the bonus for it, so I can put it in my...
It is an armor bonus of 2.
Armor bonus of 2. Okay.
And we'll I don't think it ever really came up, but we'll go over armor if you ever get shot.
It took 2 damage away from me during the explosion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Does anybody need a down jacket? It's got a bonus to survival when camping without a campfire. 2, if anybody needs a jacket. I'll put it in my backpack then.
All good.
Sweet.
I'll take the note from Corinne and look it over. Is there anything besides the "we did you a favor," or is that it? Just cryptic?
That is literally it. All it says is "we did you a favor." It's not even suggesting what the favor was, who they are. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words.
Has Bunk seen it? Did Corinne just show it to everybody?
I don't know who she gave it to. I would assume she gave it to Silas, since he's got
I'll
it.
pass it to Bunk after I look at it.
All right. Bunk looks at it and he's kind of puzzled. He's like, "So whoever this is clearly took our guy, your guy."
Yeah, without any of us being the wiser, and I was on watch, so that's on me.
And they
Gotta
left
tell
us
ya.
alone. So I doubt it's Vanguard, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they could waltz in to camp and do that sort of thing,
Why wouldn't they kill us? That makes no sense. So definitely not Vanguard.
And
And
they fooled me, so it must be some sort of magician expert greater than me.
I gotta tell you, we tracked those. Silas, you saw it. We tracked those fucking prints to nothing. They stop in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, I don't know, man. So, I think he was taken. I don't know what to do about it, but he was taken, and we tracked him as far as we could track him.
yeah,
I didn't hear what
Kinda-
you just said, Matt.
I'm pretty confused about this one. Just, I don't know what happened to him.
I'm feeling pretty directionless myself at this moment. We decided to head north because fucking Canada is north. So I mean, as we continue north, what do we want to do now? We lost our guy. Some people are clearly just able to breach our camp whenever they feel like it without us knowing. So
And there was we said there was no sign of struggle, right? There was just his clothes on the ground. And we checked his pants pockets and stuff for any clues.
I don't know that you did.
Maybe they
did
left.
Did I put his clothes in my backpack?
Yeah, you said you were gathering them up because he would need them if we found them.
Yeah. Yeah, I put my clothes in his back, or I put his clothes in my backpack. All right, so I say that's a good point, and I set my backpack down and take out the clothes and kind of search through his clothes and pockets and see if I see anything that is a clue of any sort. Any torn anything, any fingerprints, any blood, anything.
Easy. Not so. I mean, no, nothing. No forensic level clues of any type. But going through his stuff, you did find a set of keys.
Oh.
I mean, he had mentioned multiple times that he had keys. And these all look like, you know how some keys are like big and chunky and they have like do not duplicate scribed into them.
Yep.
That's kind of what these look like.
What about the
And some of
ground
them are
around this? Like,
color coded with like those little caps that slip on. I'm sorry.
what about what about the ground around it? Like, would we be able to, like, I'm assuming Bunk or somebody, could we look to see if there's any kind of tracks of coming in or out of camp from that area?
I mean, you guys had done a pretty thorough survey of the area last session, and you didn't see anything.
So that should let us know that, you know, whoever came in here knows how to get in and get out without being seen, and without leaving tracks. So we're probably not dealing with Vanguard. Vanguard wouldn't try to hide their tracks.
I'm gonna throw out a wild idea. So we escaped the Vanguard. We escaped the cannibals. We're on the run heading north, and the Vanguard is still after coming at us with a fucking small platoon of fucking people, a fire team of people coming at us, and we, blew up the truck coming. So let's assume they had a fucking radio, and let's assume that they told them they saw us heading into this spot. And then on top of that, we have some other faction that's definitely not Vanguard that's able to just breach our camp and take us, take one of our party whenever they feel like it. Here we sit with the highest level of access nerds keys, okay, into that Vanguard. I don't want to run anymore. We were kind of running, and I'm not sure that's working. I don't know why, but I feel like they're going to continue to pursue us. I thought we could get away, but I don't know. It seems like no matter where we go, people are just going to try to come after us. And I mean, Canada might be Canada. We can keep going north and keep going north. And is the Vanguard ever going to stop sending people after us? I don't know. I kind of want to burn it all down.
I feel like I've been running from the Vanguard pretty much all my life. I wouldn't mind putting a few more of those fuckers on the ground too.
Marcus agrees because he can't really run right now, anyways. So, like if y'all want to stand guard, I can't do much with my legs. But if you want to put me up in a vantage point with a high-powered rifle, I can be a sniper. But let's take these fuckers out, whoever this is.
So as you guys are sitting here discussing the notion of potentially going back to take out this Vanguard base, let me see who would notice this. Who has the highest perception?
Which one's perception again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
perception?
observation.
I got
Different game.
My wits plus observation is 5.
I got 6.
I'd also be a 6.
4.
6. So as you guys are having this conversation, whose score is actually higher, Bunk's or Silas?
4.
I got a 5.
Okay. So as you guys are sitting here having this conversation, Bunk, you hear really subtle, very, very subtle.
I kind of stopped mid. I was about to take a breath and say more, and I heard that, and I just kind of pause, and I like hold my breath, and I'm kind of waiting, kind of turning towards where I kind of heard it from.
Okay. And you guys are kind of sitting there, and Bunk makes mention of, or, I don't know, did you mention that you heard it, or are you just?
I clearly, like, in the middle of it, I kind of stop, and I hold up a finger,
Mhm.
and I'm looking around, like, I can tell that I can hear something. Something has got my. I didn't say anything, but.
And you know, a couple, like, less than a minute goes by, and you hear similar sound. Just go. Give me a. We'll say survival.
Okay. Not one. Push.
Okay. You're gonna push it?
Fuck yeah. I'm
So
pushing it.
describe narratively for me what it looks like for Bunk to push this survival roll, because basically what you're trying to do is identify what this sound reminds, what you think this sound is.
So I'm trying to perceive what this thing is, and I hear it, and then I identify it as one thing, and then I don't know, and then I'm start hitting my head a couple of times. I'm like, no.
You go to your mind
'Cause-
palace.
That bird's
My brain starts whiskeying out, and I'm like, no, back.
Okay.
that bird's flew south for the winter. It shouldn't be here at this time.
All right.
He's still shaking off his Yeah.
So it's going to be 6 base, but with a stress. Because you rolled 2 1s.
I did roll 2 ones. God damn it. Crap. Hold on. Clear. And then a stress.
Believe in yourself, Bunk. Yes.
I'm sorry. What just happened? I was on a different
I
screen.
got a stress.
You got a 6.
Oh, but you panicked.
And he
So
Oh,
you panicked.
Bunk just shit this man.
We're all gonna.
So here's how this works.
People watching think this is hilarious, by the way. Because I
So-
stopped mid-sentence. Like I'm hearing something. And then I'm bashing my head, trying to remember. And then I panic all of a sudden.
So
This must be phenomenal.
I love this. So what I need to do, we'll get to how this success plays out. But the first thing I want you to do is roll a d10 and add 1 to it.
D10
Plus 1.
plus 1.
3. Okay. Well, I mean, you managed to hold your shit together. You get a little flustered. You get nervous. Like, ugh. But you manage to keep your shit together. And as you finally clear away like the distress of trying to figure this out, you realize that it sounds like 2 pigeons.
Pigeons wouldn't be out here in the middle of. What the hell are pigeons doing out here in the middle of the forest in Colorado? Like, it's a weird. And then I tell everybody, did anybody else hear those 2 pigeons? Like, pigeons should not be here. That is a weird place for pigeons to be. My guess is we're being watched and people are calling to one another.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear that?
I didn't hear it either, but pigeons are also doves or pigeons, right? And those are the sign of peace.
Well, no, I was thinking more messenger, but you're on the right track, Tanger. I like that you're thinking.
Dorian would know the sound of a dove compared to
Yeah.
a pigeon, right?
Yeah, I've
Sure
pulled
was.
them out of a hat many a times. Again, that's why this leads me to believe that it could be a master magician. Just saying. He fooled me, he's fooling all of you.
All right, so give me give me another survival roll,
Okay.
Bunk. Specifically because you mentioned something. 6, perfect. So, you've already mentioned that like it would be weird for pigeons to be out here. And what you specifically know is that pigeons are not native to Colorado and specifically are not found in the mountains of Fraser Valley.
So I kind of said as such already, but I'll reiterate. That's fucking weird. Pigeons shouldn't be out here. Those are pigeons I just heard. So, that's bad.
A lot of 6s.
That's a lot of 6. I look around and I'm like, we need to find these pigeons, or we need to find who's making these damn noises. Does everybody have your gear? Is everybody all rested up or whatever? Did we rest up before we?
Yeah, you
When-
just woke
Yeah,
up. Like the
right,
day has
yeah.
started. You guys
Okay.
are still. It's like it's the beginning of the, like I said, first shift of the day.
And Greenlee, I know that I've gotten my health back up to 4, but with the busted kneecap, I'm still pretty much immobile, right?
You are, yeah. You're not immobile. It's just that your movement is half.
Okay. So I can't do any kind of stealthy type shit right now. more than likely.
I mean, you could. I would say that it's going to have a penalty to that, though. Like trying to sneak around you're gonna impose a penalty.
Just because I'm just dragging my leg, yeah.
Yeah, like your your ability to be sort of nimble is hampered. To that end, why don't you give me an observation roll, Marcus?
Let's see. Observation. So it says my gut feeling talent. I can roll observation using empathy instead of wits to detect an approaching threat.
Okay, dope. So yeah, so what you would do is you would use your empathy score plus your observation score instead of.
It only goes from a 4 to a 5, but still that's one more.
That's plus 1, yeah, man.
And I don't have any stress right now, so this is just a straight 5. Fuck me an asshole.
Yeah.
We're going physical, boys.
I think if you point me in the direction of where you heard the pigeons, if they are like trained, I mean, they shouldn't be startled by people. And also, I'm pretty sneaky. So I could try and grab one if I get close enough.
Okay.
So as you guys are just having this conversation about like pigeons and potentially being somebody's watching you, imagining a circle, sort of like as the representing the Jesus Christ, the campsite. Why don't you guys tell me where you're sitting and just reference a clock, so to speak.
6 o'clock.
You're at 6. Okay.
Okay, I'll be at 12, like uncomfortably resting on a log.
Okay.
I'll be at 5:30.
Of course you will.
As close to Bunk as possible.
Okay.
I guess I'd be at 3 then.
3 is Silas.
A respectable distance away.
Okay. So, you guys are having this conversation about potentially being seen, pigeons not being native to Colorado, and in a moment of pause in the conversation, you distinctly hear, coming from like in between Dorian and Bunk, you distinctly hear
We all hear this?
all of you hear it.
In between us. Or
In
like,
between and
in
behind
that
you.
direction.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, coming from behind you and like you know,
Outwards. Yes. Traveling in a straight line distance in between 545.
So,
I say
Marcus,
down and I draw the shotgun.
yeah, Marcus is going to tell them that because I've got like a straight shot almost. Because if this thing's at fucking 526, whatever the fuck we're calling it,
yeah.
I've almost got a straight shot. So I want to pull up my 9mm and tell them both to get down as well. Like,
Okay.
I guess me and Silas at the same time
Mhm.
are like, y'all get down as we draw our weapons.
I would also look behind me if I heard something obvious that people are trying to be stealthy. So
Okay.
if I see that Marcus is drawing on the sound of the noise, I would look behind.
You're looking behind you yourself?
And
Yeah,
I'm
I
at
guess
3.
he swung around. Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys all turn your attention to the proverbial pigeon, as soon as Marcus pulls his gun,
Oh God.
you feel a knife tip at your neck coming from behind you. And he just whispers in your ear, "Oh, motherfucker."
They're all around us.
And you look over. Well, I mean, I don't know. Does anybody else notice this yet? Has Marcus brought attention to it?
You tell me,
Yeah.
do we?
Well,
Yeah, because when I feel the
said,
night tip, I go, "Ah!"
Very subtle.
No, I don't say anything, but like the gun that I had drawn, I just let it like fall in my fingers where the barrel is pointing down.
Okay.
But I don't say anything. If I'm assuming, does it feel like a sharp blade or a dull blade on my throat?
Oh, it feels quite sharp.
Okay.
Yes. This is not the shitty dull razor that Dorian found in the bunkhouse.
Bunk raises his hands and says, "Come out. What the hell do y'all want? Our hands are up. You got us."
So when you turn around
What do y'all want?
and you look at when you look over at Marcus, you see a guy head to toe ghillie suit. He looks like a very professional sniper. And after a couple seconds, you see a second person come pop up. And he makes his way into the camp. He's got arms drawn on you. But he makes his way into camp. And the one that's already got his knife behind Marcus's the knife to Marcus's neck is just sort of like, can we put all these away for a minute?
Absolutely. That'd be great. I still have my hands up showing basically. And I look over at Marcus and I'm like,
Yeah. So, and I've got the gun had gone limp in my hand. I literally just like let it drop to the ground, and just slowly pull my hands down, still stiff at the neck. Like I'm assuming he's still got it to me.
Yeah, and he just sort of whispers to you. He's like, if I take this away from your neck, are we going to play nice?
As nice as I'm willing to be right now, but yes.
And he's like, fair enough. He slowly takes the knife away from your neck and puts the blade away.
who the
Punch
fuck
him
What'd
in
you
the
do
dick.
with Kurt?
Don't worry about Kurt. This is what he says to you. We've taken care of Kurt.
Okay, thanks for the help, but who the fuck are you and why are you sneaking into our camp and stealing people?
Well, we'll do these one at a time. Let's back up. We've been watching you since the rodeo. We saw you get abducted. We watched you blow up the tunnels. We watched you blow up the house. That was impressive. We took out the entire cult. Kudos on that one. We're just wondering if you guys have any interest, because we saw you at the YMCA with Grace. So we know that you've met Sullivan. So we know you've been abducted by cannibals. We know that you were in touch with the smugglers. You guys are involved in a lot of stuff in this area in a very short amount of time. And you had an opportunity to sit in the same room with Sullivan. And I guess we're just wondering what the purpose of that meeting was.
We need to put a face to a name. We needed to identify a target.
A target?
And we needed to know if we could use him to get to freedom,
Freedom.
or if he was going to stand in our way.
When you say freedom, what are you referring to?
Not what the Vanguard's offering.
Well, I would agree that the Vanguard doesn't offer anything in terms of freedom.
I want to help the good lady at the YMCA. I think we all do. I think she's doing good work there. And I think we can all agree that a fucked up camp of cannibals, the world's better without them.
I agree.
And I think that the authoritarian new world of the Vanguard is not something that anybody looks forward to and could probably do without.
We agree. So you mentioned a target. Are we talking about Sullivan?
Here's the problem. Is there somebody ready to take his place the moment Sullivan goes down? I mean, what's the... Cut off the head of the snake, you think it's all going to crumble? I don't think it's all one guy, but...
Oh, no. I mean, you're absolutely right. You would have to take deep cuts in that organization, specifically at Fraser, to be able to root it out. That being said, I don't think it's impossible.
That's funny. We were just talking about this.
We heard.
Well,
that's why we're talking.
Seems
So
like
who are you guys?
Well, I'm A. That's B.
Yep. How
There's
many
more of
fucking
us.
letters do y'all have?
Well, not quite the whole alphabet.
Are you all here now?
No. I mean, there's enough of us that just the two of us were able to come here, be able to keep track of Kurt. There's more of us.
Are they all as professional as you?
We all have varying skills, but we're all very good.
I'm just saying an entire alphabet of you guys could probably take down that encampment pretty damn quick.
If there were enough of us, we could. That being said, you guys had access to Sullivan at some point.
I hold up the keys and I say, we still do.
Ooh, nice.
This makes him very excited. He's like, I like where you're going.
I toss the keys to him in a show of good faith.
So he accepts the keys and he tosses them over to B. B puts them in his pocket. Apparently B is the keymaster. But he's like, you guys have a sense of direction, but you've got a few things backwards. A few things not quite lined up. Vanguard isn't involved in the cannibals. But Sullivan knew about Marv's operation. Sullivan knew that Marvin was capturing people. Sullivan knew that Marv was eating people. He didn't know how long they'd been doing it, but Sullivan was upset with Marv for a completely different reason. Which gets me back to the smuggling thing. Basically, Sullivan is involved in the smuggling operation, but not directly. He allows it, and in exchange for allowing it, he takes a kickback. The problem with the smuggling operation is that your Russian friend, he wasn't entirely misinformed. There used to be an operation that would smuggle people out of the United States and into Canada or Mexico, depending on where they were in the country. The problem is that in this specific region, That operation was intercepted by a band of jackals who have now taken over that operation and are masquerading as these smugglers. And they're just using this whole thing as a human trafficking ring. So Sullivan knows that. And he allows it by... but he gets a kickback. He doesn't interfere with the jackals taking people. And in exchange for allowing it to happen, he gets a kickback from the jackals. The problem is that that Marv was using the rodeo grounds as a stocking ground for his own cannibal operation. So Marv was fucking up Sullivan's kickbacks. And that's what got Sullivan angry with Marv. Kittredge had no idea. Kittredge was he just sent him over there to deal with a problem. He figured the less he knew, the better. It was a zero-sum game for Sullivan. It was a no-lose scenario. You know, if you were successful, you solve Sullivan's problem. If all of you died, you eliminated his internal conflict with Kittredge. But, you know, so like I said, we did you a favor.
We chose option C.
Yeah.
All of them died, and here we are.
Yeah. Which, quite frankly, puts us in a very unique position. The one thing you don't know is Kurt. What did he tell you?
He told us that...
We can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
There you go.
Now I can.
Kurt told us that he was on the run from the Vanguard, that he was not happy with his life there. His father was an officer and he didn't really fit in, but had a position as Sullivan's valet and didn't like it and wanted to get free.
So, that's about half true. He didn't want to join the Vanguard. His parents did encourage him to do it. He doesn't like being Sullivan's valet. But he's not exactly trying to get out. He's trying to impress Sullivan so that he can improve his status. And I have a feeling that sailing you guys down a river, convincing you go to Mexico, or convincing you guys to follow through with the smuggling operation, getting entangled with the jackals, and then helping Sullivan learn that he routed you out, sold you into a slavery operation, would rocket his position in the Vanguard, potentially put him in as a replacement for Kittredge.
Should have put a bullet in his fucking back.
So I guess the question is,
So,
what do you guys want to do? I mean,
I'm tired of running.
we have the means in terms of entry, in terms of access, points of the keys that B has. And he pulls out a book. And it's the Vanguard handbook. It's like the Vanguard soldiers code book. He's like, and we can get past every access checkpoint between here and Fraser Valley.
Well-
Marcus wants to say, you know, it sounds like you guys fancy yourselves the good guys, but and I'm looking around to everybody in my group from where we're at. We've been lied to and fucked with this whole time. How can we trust you? You're just the next band of merry assholes to come along and, you know, sell us a sell of goods. Like, how can we trust you that what you're telling us right now isn't the same bullshit we've heard from every other group we've come across?
You don't. We haven't given you any reason to trust us other than the information that we know, but you don't even really know if that's true. We could be telling you another big fucking giant crock of shit story. But something to consider is that if what we wanted was for all of you to be dead, you would be.
True story.
Well, I'm sold. Let's go.
Silas?
He's like, look, I get it. There are other places to be that are less less dangerous. There are other places to be that are less violent. You could turn. You could find a secluded place and hide out, and nobody will ever find you. There are places like that in these mountains. You can go someplace and you'll never see somebody for months.
Nah, there ain't. I lived in a fucking bunker. Let me tell you, you think you can hide. All this bullshit comes and finds you eventually. That's what I'm here to tell y'all. It all fucking comes and finds you eventually. And sooner or later, you gotta stop ignoring it and take a goddamn stand.
I'm all for taking it to some Vanguard. I'm tired. As we were saying right before you guys waltzed into our camp, I'm tired of feeling like I've been running from them for my life, and it feels good to get back at them.
People deserve a life where they can pursue their own happiness and not live under the fucking authoritarian bullshit of the Vanguard. Just leave people alone. And it seems like that's the only option out here in the wild is go get, cut on or killed by some wild, crazy people or deal with these fucking assholes. And there's got to be another option.
And A just shrugs his shoulders and he says, well, there is. We could infiltrate and systematically take out every form of leadership in that station, from Sullivan all the way down to the last lieutenant. And then you just got a pile of lackeys that don't have any fucking clue how to manage themselves, much less an entire, regiment of people.
Can't just be an assassination. It has to be assassination with a message. People need to know who killed him and why and what they need to do next.
I mean, however you want to do it.
I'm just saying.
What's in this?
Go ahead.
What's in this for you and B and the rest of the alphabet soup?
He's the same as you. He's like, we're all Vanguard defectors. We left because we realized it's bullshit. It's not a place to be. Doesn't offer any semblance of what they claim it is. And we're as incentivized to destroy everything that they believe in, every bit as much as you are, for the same reasons that you do. That's what's in it for us. Systematic
burn it all
dismantling of an oppressive regime that, let's face it, had this establishment never come to power to begin with, this entire scenario. Yeah. And when he says this entire scenario, you get the impression that he is talking about the Civil War as an entire construct. This would have never happened to begin with.
Well, I like what he's saying, but I only speak for me.
Yeah, I'm in.
Marcus would want to ask, it sounds like you've got eyes and ears everywhere. Have y'all had any crossings with the Trail Angels?
Not so much.
Are you would you consider them against your cause or neutral to it?
I would say that they have. I mean, no trail angel I've ever met has any love for the Vanguard. I don't think that they are specifically seeking to confront them in a direct confrontation.
And Marcus would say,
That's
no,
more the
we are
hippies
not.
up in Boulder. That's more their gig.
Who are the hippies up in Boulder?
The Dawn Front? They're the holdouts from the war. I think the only remaining stronghold they have is in Boulder.
Marcus is ready to take a stand and fight, using a phrase because he can't stand. But
He can stand.
Yeah,
It just takes
Dorian's-
him a minute.
Dorian says he's not a stranger to danger. And he
just kind of chuckles.
He shines brightest when the cards are stacked against him.
Okay. So, excuse me.
What are you tired, eh?
Yeah.
Been up all
Little.
night stealing
Been up all night watching you guys.
you unemployed people have it so hard.
He's like, all right, well, I mean, if we're going to do this, we should have a plan.
I agree. I thought y'all had a plan when you put a knife to our throats and asked us to join. Do you not have a plan?
Well, sure. We would like to discuss this plan with you based on information that you have. So why don't we meet back? Why don't we head back to our little
Ewok village?
neck of the woods? Yeah, our Ewok village. And we can
It's an Ewok.
discuss how we want to handle this.
2 logs are gonna crush the truck.
100%. 100%. All right. We got an injured guy.
Yeah.
We got a truck. Are we able to access it by truck, or is we got to hike it?
Oh, we can hike it.
We also got 2 horses.
Oh, that's right. We also have 2 horses. We can put him on a horse. I could probably get through some terrain.
What about
I've already named one Roach.
Roach?
Yeah.
Roach and Buttercup are the
Butterstuff.
Oh, unlucky name.
butternuts.
No, I think that one died.
What was the other horse that Kurt was riding? Because it was you and Kurt that came in on horses.
Peanut butter? Clip
I
clop?
don't know if he named it.
Flip flop.
Flip flop.
All right. Well, one horse named Roach, at least. Okay, cool.
What about is it going to be safe for Celeste?
No,
Corinne?
that's
Yeah,
not-
because he was like, what's the story with this one? And Corinne's like, oh, hi.
she was a prisoner at
She
the
was trapped in the
cannibal
basement.
village.
Yeah. Found her in a hatch.
Kind of a tag along. Honestly, she seemed to be cool so far. Almost killed us because she has no weapons training, but we could maybe fix that.
Okay. We'll put that one in our back pocket in terms of arming and relying on. I'm sorry, what's your name, sweetheart? And she's like, oh, I'm Corinne. I'm Darian's super fan. She's like, I'm his protege. He's going to teach me everything he knows. And A is just like, okay. But A invites you guys back to the encampment, and where you guys can discuss a plan for infiltration. And let's take a break for a minute because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yes, I gotta pee so bad.
So we'll take like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come right back. After the world's longest pee, apparently. I had to make some more tea. So anyway,
Which will make more tea.
For
probably
A and B.
for A and B.
No more rhymes than I mean it.
I'm not going to follow up on that one.
Does anybody have a peanut?
Oh,
Yeah.
So, at A's invitation, you guys, are you following him? Does anybody have any objections or?
No objections. We're following and we put Marcus on a horse.
Okay, perfect. And you guys follow.
I'll hop on the other horse because I'm old.
You guys
Free road's nice.
follow A for a while. It takes about 30 minutes to get to where you're going. And eventually when you get to this spot, you realize that it's nestled in like basically a clear-cut area for a power line. So if you can imagine just basically an easement that's been cut through the forest to allow for a power line. And in this spot, there's actually an old Snowtell site. And this is basically where they've set up their hideout, so to speak. And you get there and you start doing the math. And you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And you can see them. They're involved in various conversations. Some of them are eating, some of them are sleeping. But as A gets back, you see a couple of them come up and they're like, "Are they in?" And he just sort of nods. And A's like, "Well, let's go look at I got something I need to show you." So he follows you he leads you to it's not really a tent. It's more like a lean-to shelter that they've sort of fabricated. And he shows you a map. And it's in the I just uploaded it to the text channel. And he's like, this is an entire layout of the Vanguard base of operations right now. And you look at it, and it's exactly what you thought it was. It's like an old rec center. There's even got like a diagram for a basketball court. And he's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to need to figure out our entry points, our blind spots, where they're most vulnerable, our best way to get into their, how to breach their most vulnerable places, which sounds creepy now that I've said that out loud. And so he points on the diagram, on the map. He points to the basketball court and he's like, this is the main bunk area. 75% of the soldiers are in this area, or in this room at night. They're all in one spot. He's like, I don't know if you guys played D&D when you were kids, but we could drop a proverbial fireball in that room and take out a lot of them. You guys have any thoughts?
I didn't ask how big the room is. I said I cast fireball.
We have been in this room.
It'd be even better if we could trap them in there,
Well, we have
so
keys.
they wouldn't be able to escape from the said fireball.
So you guys are kind of looking over this, and you didn't spend a lot of time in this room. But you get the impression that the room that you had your meeting with was one of the classrooms. That's where you had like dinner with. That's where you had dinner with Sullivan. Yeah, and then the room that you guys slept in. Excuse me. On this diagram, do you see where it says mechanical?
Yes.
Actually, that's not where you guys would have spent the night.
What? Are you putting this in the chat?
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
chat.
it's already in there.
The whole
Yeah, it's in
diagram.
the chat.
For
The
thing is-
mechanical is one of the gray rooms on the left side of the map.
Yeah, but that's not where you would have slept. Because narratively, it doesn't make sense. Right across the hallway, the storage room that's got the stairs. That's where you guys spent the night.
Okay.
You guys came in through the main entrance that's on like the south south side of the map, and then went into one of those classrooms, and then they dumped you in the storage room to sleep. And that was the room that you guys were in when people came to the door and tried to get in, and were frustrated that they couldn't.
The storage room, like 114, or
1123.
storage room 1123. Okay.
And so, A is just kind of like, there are a couple of places in this building where there's only there's one way in, but it provides access to larger buildings or to larger areas, and it would be kind of a quiet way to get in. And he points to the electrical room. He's like, we can access this room from the outside. It's small. Hardly anybody's going to be in there. Their electrical, the electrical infrastructure is shit anyway. Nobody's maintaining that room. So we could probably slip in there with minimal hassles. And then the other place that we could come in, and he kind of hovers over the auxiliary gym, and he's like, this whole thing has skylights in it. If we could get to the roof, we could come down in through the auxiliary gym, which is right next to the main barracks. Does anybody else have any ideas?
Say we Mission Impossible it and do both.
Send one team in from one side, another team from the other?
Yeah. Just because that sounds cool. I don't have any strategic plan as why that's
How
better.
many guys do they have? We need to make sure that we can have a fire team for each.
How many
Enough people to.
How many people total are there in the base?
No. I'm saying if we're gonna break up into two teams, you know what? Keep going. I'm sorry, I was distracted. I must have missed half of it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, he's just asking if you guys have any input. Any ideas? Like, he suggested that there's a way into the building through the electrical room. He also suggested that there are skylights above the auxiliary gym. He also mentions that the wall between the auxiliary gym and the main gym is sort of like it's more of a partition than an actual wall, and there's a catwalk that crosses both of those that acts as sort of like rafters above both of those.
So if we came in through the roof at the gym, we could make our way to the catwalk, and we could make our way through the auxiliary gym, basically undetected all the way to that area, I believe.
Well, if all we're trying to do is blow that their sleeping area, which is the gym, up, the auxiliary coming down through the auxiliary roof would be the quickest way to get there. And then I don't know how practical it would be to like climb back out.
Is it
With,
director office? Is that what we're talking? Is the room?
No, the gym.
The main basketball court.
Right, I'm
To the
talking
left
about
of that.
the main area that we wanted to bomb, Fireball.
Is the big gym.
Yeah,
That
that's
was the
where
big gym.
Big gym, yeah.
that's where they have the main barracks. So at night, the vast majority of the entire platoon, the entire company, is in that room. He points to the senior game room on the far west side of the map. He's like, "This is Sullivan's quarters." And he's like, and I think that wing, that whole, like the senior game room and the community lounge, I think those are officers' quarters. We can't confirm, but we do know that the senior game room is where Sullivan is sleeping.
Both need to happen simultaneously. Actually, if anything, we send a small assassin team into senior game room and community lounge to assassinate all senior leadership first, and then fireball the sleeping soldiers.
He's like, okay.
Oh,
Well,
Both need to happen.
so
yeah, but what I'm thinking is we come down through the auxiliary gym, set that place ablaze. It's not like make sure that we lock them in that gym, and then we can make our way towards the officers' quarters, take care of them as a group without having those guys that are in the gym like flanking us. And then once we take care of the officers, we can escape through the electrical room without having the fire spread towards our way out through the auxiliary room.
well, and Marcus, like looking at the map, would say like we don't need to like double attack. If we can get in through the auxiliary, then there's only 4 points of exit from the main gym. Those 4 doors out, because that storage room doesn't look like it goes anywhere. We could put all the soldiers in the barracks on lockdown, or basically throw them in the hole by locking those doors. They cannot get out because those are the only 4 points of entry and exit. So if we can barricade and put all the soldiers in that barracks in lockdown, we would be able to cut off the rest of the the rest of the encampment, and then we could go straight to the warden's office, and the warden runs everything. All the information, everything on anything there is going to be in that senior game room or the warden's office.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. If I didn't say that,
I think we're making a big assumption that we could get to this without any problems. I mean, do you guys remember rolling into Fraser? There was checkpoints and people with guns all over the place. Like,
We are
just getting to
heavily,
this point is going to be the problem.
we got that book. We got the
yeah,
handbook.
we're relying
Yeah.
heavily on the Alphabet Soup clan and their fucking book of codes to get past everyone. Their knowledge already, because they're former Vanguard just like you, only they're like current. So they can roll past, they can look legit AF as we go past all these guys. Yep. Get in there. Okay,
They're like a
so we go in
bunch of
there.
super Silas.
We got two.
Me, I'm already pretty super.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking, or what Marcus was just talking about. One to plant explosives in the main barracks, one to execute senior leadership, and one to take control of the wardens area.
No. we all go as one, because we need to come down to the top of auxiliary. Then we get out, lock the doors to keep them from escaping the basketball gym. And then
Why
someone
would they
will
want
set,
to escape? A
'cause
bomb
we're
fucking
gonna
explodes and they all die. We don't need that. Like, there's not.
we
gonna
have
be
a
any
we have
time
a
for
bomb.
them
I
to
thought we were
escape.
gonna set it on fire.
They
Yeah.
I didn't know
said,
we
Do
were.
we have?
okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood fireball. I thought immediate bomb explosion that killed everyone, not small fire that slowly took everyone's life like we burned down a church.
So A is just sort of like, no, that's correct. It'll be an explosion.
Oh,
We're not gonna set a
There
fire.
will be
we're
no
gonna.
reason to lock any fucking doors.
You guys still have any of that stuff you used to blow up the house at the ranch?
Great question.
What did you guys use to blow up the house at the ranch?
and I think we still want to lock the doors, because how many explosions have you survived?
Have
We're
we?
out of it. We're out of explosives. We don't have any more explosives. We thought you had all the explosives. That
Well,
was
we
the
have-
extent of ours.
We have some. I asked only because I watched that house blow up, and I was just kind of wondering, like, well, that's impressive. But I mean, we can make something happen.
Did we blow
you
up that
take
house
out-
or did they blow it up? Because if y'all blew me up, I'm gonna be very upset right now.
No, we blew it up. No, we use up all our explosives on the crazy cannibals, but we're out of explosives. That's it. We need to make sure that you have enough. We can't do a half-assed job. If some of those soldiers escape and we only take out, so many in those barracks, we need to take out everyone in those barracks.
Excuse me.
That's why Marcus was suggesting that we barricade the 4 exits. So if anybody does survive the explosion, they've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Like we've
And
got
then-
A
and-
through
and
L
then they would
plus
burn.
us.
But you see the exposure there when you're talking about rigging a thing and blowing something up versus then going down and stealthily barricading exits with a room full of I don't know how many people coming and going. Once you take out senior leadership and the 75% of their soldiers in one go, I think that could probably do it.
That would make a significant
All-
dent. I mean, if nothing, everything would be in chaos long enough for us to be able to pick off whoever remains.
Well,
Right.
and I guess
at that point, stragglers.
to that point, it's a pretty narrow corridor. If they're coming from the barracks to the senior encampment, we've got basically a funnel that they'll be coming to us. That if they're trying to help senior, the people above them, they've got to come directly into like a straight corridor where we could just pick them off. So
Yeah, I forgot we had the other A through L's or whatever with us, because that's a good sized team that
So-
we could split up.
So A mentions, he's like, so this corridor that you're talking about that runs this entire length, he's like, it is a choke point. I mean, you pointed it out. It's basically shaped like a funnel. There are guards that patrol that at night, so we're going to have to time this real well. There are also 4 guards on opposite sides of the building that maintain, that walk a perimeter. So all in all, we're looking at 6 guards. 4 on the outside, 2 inside. So that's something that we're also going to have to be taking into consideration as we plan this infiltration.
Well, y'all snuck up on us pretty good. I feel like if we could stealthily take out the guards on the exterior prior to infiltration, there's nobody to raise the fucking alarm. I feel like that would do the trick. And after the explosion and the execution of senior leadership, shit, 2 guards running around, fucking, I mean, big deal. Kill those guys.
So one of the things that he says is the guards out on the front side, they've got a lot more to deal with. You know, if anybody comes to the front of the building at the middle of the night, and there's more going on in the front. Guards in the back they may be paying attention more, but it's also a lot quieter back there. It's darker. Out front, there's lights. Out front, there's distractions. It's busier out front. I mean, as busy as it can be considering the current state of things, but just
we're not going to take
things to factor in.
We're not going to take all of the soldiers with us. We're going to have a small team that executes senior leadership, or we're going to have us and maybe a small team if we need anybody else to plant the explosives and get out. Okay? How about on the mark of that fucking explosion where we blow up the gym, we have placed a frontal assault from stealth that just starts frontal assault of the thing that occupies all those gung-ho guards at the front.
Okay.
And that'll assure our escape out the back. We've already killed all the guards in the back. Everybody else is dead in there, and we come out the back no problem while y'all are engaging the guards in the front.
Marcus would like to throw out that if someone were to swap his hunting rifle for their sniper rifle, that he is a very good marksman, and since he's not very mobile, he'd like to be a part of the frontal assault, and maybe from a sniper position, try to take out 2 or 4 with a few of the alphabet boys taking out the other ones. Just throwing that out there. Like, I'd like to be a part of that since I can't really be much on my feet.
I ask if any of them have any sniper rifles that they want to lend them. Otherwise, I'll lend them mine.
Okay.
And
I can
XYZs
have any sniper rifles? They can lend Marcus for the frontal assault. He'll be part of the frontal assault team.
The alphabet boys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, we do. We have rifles that we can lend to you.
Okay. Very good.
So, tell me
There
how
you
you want to
go.
do this. Explain to me the timing you want on this. How's this going to work?
3 teams, A, B, and C.
Okay.
Alpha comes in through the roof into the auxiliary gym. Sneaks over into the other gym with the explosives.
Okay.
Timed with whatever they plant the explosives that, are ready to rain death down on everybody. They plant the explosives with a remote detonator. They then exit through the auxiliary, back up onto the roof. They've already killed all the guards. Everybody's killed all the guards coming in the back. So there shouldn't be anybody in the back for them to escape back out through the back. Team Bravo executes all of the senior leadership. I mean, I feel like they can sweep through a room. That's, you get your special breachers there. They should be able to sweep through and clear all the senior officials in those rooms, right? The moment they give the all clear, Team Alpha blows the detonator, blowing the gym. Team Charlie is out hanging out for the full frontal assault. The moment that explosion happens in the gym, they start the full frontal assault on the people on the front. So they just had behind them their gym blow up. They're looking this way, and then they immediately start getting assaulted from the front and have to take positions, what looks like a full-on attack. All the while, that's the cover for Bravo to get the fuck out after. Bravo's going to be kind of lagging behind Alpha. Alpha had a head start. After we planted the explosives, they're kind of already repelled and back out. Bravo then catches up with Alpha, escapes out the back, can come around, come with Charlie, but then it's just kind of a tactical, either a tactical retreat or just a fucking sweep through after that. With Alpha Bravo Charlie just sweep fucking through. You know what? There's nothing to stop Alpha and Bravo after they execute and come around the side from hitting the remaining people that are in the frontal assault from the back. Then they'd be fucking flanked. That's actually a better move.
It's like, okay.
I volunteer for Team Danger, the stealth one.
So how many do we need of my guys? I've got 12.
Okay. I definitely want the majority of your team on Bravo. Bravo's the sweep through and stealthily fucking kill all the senior officials. I
Marcus
feel like-
would say 2 guys with the frontal assault. Me and 2 guys on the front.
All right.
Honestly, it just needs to be me and Dorian if you want to go. Silas if you want to go. We just got to plant explosives, basically. We got to be quiet and plant explosives. Honestly, Bunk probably should. Bunk, honestly, Bunk wants to be up in there, but I think Bunk should probably join the frontal assault next to Marcus, honestly.
To be clear, once you guys get above the main barracks, like if you guys come in through the roof, take that catwalk over to the above the main gym, you guys are basically 30 feet in the air above it. So I don't know what your plan is in terms of placing explosives and then getting out, because to get out, you'd have to basically climb back up 30 feet to the catwalk. So once you come down off that catwalk, it's a climb back out.
That's the plan, is climb down onto the catwalk.
Okay.
Right?
No, the catwalk is 30
Come
feet. You're
into
not
the
climbing
artillery.
down to the catwalk. The catwalk is 30 feet in the air. It crosses over from the auxiliary gym into the main gym.
I thought we were coming down from the roof of the auxiliary gym onto the catwalk and then stealthily transversing all of it from the air rather than getting everything coming up.
Right, you are. But what I was saying is you were talking about planting explosives in that room.
On the catwalk.
On the catwalk.
30 feet in the air.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Explosives that are 30 feet in the air that explode above them and downwards, almost in a pipe bomb Claymore-esque anti-personnel method.
God damn.
Okay. Let's
Is
see
this-
if they actually have any Claymore mines.
This is gonna be like a timed explosion?
Yeah,
Because
They do. They have
it's gonna be a
claymores.
remote- It's gonna be
So-
remote detonated. It's a remote detonation thing. Is what I'm trying to do. Even if they don't have any claymores,
They do.
They
We've
would
just
know
determined
them.
that. I just
well, I'm
rolled for
saying
it.
they would know. I was gonna say, they don't have any claymores.
No, they do. That's what I just said. They do. I rolled for it.
Never mind.
They have claymores.
That works perfectly.
They have. Let's see how many they have.
That works.
They have 5 Claymore mines.
That'll do it.
I mean, you could. I mean, with 5 Claymore mines, you could wreck this entire fucking. The majority of this room is gonna be in rubble.
Filled with holes.
Yes. And A is just like, it says right on it, front towards enemy. So it's gonna be dark in there. Don't fuck it up.
And so basically, all these on the catwalk are going to be just facing down, kind of fixed to the side, not just sitting on the catwalk. That's stupid.
Okay.
On the side, facing down, affixed
Affixed.
via
Gotcha.
putty or
We'll I mean,
that's the plan.
you still got some of
Equally
that. You
spaced.
still got some of that electrical tape. You're not gonna want to use the duct tape because it's gonna wake everybody up. But
Right.
you got the electrical tape.
I got a spool of copper wire. We could
I mean, whatever
That'll
works.
fucking do it.
tie it on there.
Copper wire work, any of that shit'll work. So that's
Well,
how
I'm-
we're gonna do it.
I'm pretty good with
Problem is-
pyrotechnics, so I volunteer for that job.
Bunk wants to be on Team A so fucking bad.
Okay.
And Bunk is an old goddamn man.
I
I
can
don't
watch
think
Dorian back and he's going to be doing this stuff.
I think it has to be Silas and Dorian.
Well, you said Dorian and Bunk were going to be in Team A. Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, Bunk wants to be on Team A, but I don't think Bunk really overestimates his mobility, and he's just an old fucking man, and he knows exactly what to do and how to do it, and he's describing it, but he knows full well that when it comes time, he needs to climb out of there on the goddamn thing. He's like, he's kind of an old man and probably can't get out like Dorian or a younger guy could probably.
It's a young man's game, and you're just
It is kind of
outdated.
Bunk's heart is with Team A, but his head and practicality is with the frontal assault.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Bunk has to stay back there with Marcus. Honestly, that's what he would have to do, and he's
Okay.
pissed about it.
So A raises his hand. He's like, "I will go into the catwalk,
Okay,
and I'll take whoever wants to come with me."
we need your stealthiest dudes on Team Bravo. We need your sweepers.
So you got Danger. That's DANGER.
He kind of like gives you like the side eye. It's like, okay. And he's Team B is going to be Marcus, Bunk, and
Team Bravo? No, I'm on Team Charlie.
gotcha.
Team Charlie's the frontal. Yeah, Bravo has to be basically all sweepers. Probably they're going to be all alphabet soup.
I'll give you J and K. They'll do-
Silas, wouldn't
You
you
guys-
want the satisfaction
They'll
of
do-
killing?
They'll work.
Sullivan?
They're perfect for this. J and K are perfect. B.
JK can sweep 2 rooms full
Oh,
of senior
If you've
officials.
got
without a problem.
help for Danger, I can be on the elimination team.
Okay.
We need some more arrows to throats. Haven't seen that in a while.
I'll send you with E and F, Silas.
So is Bunk, are you and I both going to be snipers with the
Yes,
4
we
guards
are.
up front? Do we need anybody else? I feel like the 2 of us could take out pretty stealthily, pretty quickly, the 4 guards by ourselves if we're, if we're using stealth, which I'm assuming we're going to, and also is going to be surprised because right when the bombs go off inside or that happens, we'll have the element of surprise and stealth to take out 4 guards. I would think the 2 of us could kill 4 guards.
Well, we'll at least take out 2. You'll get 1, I'll get the other, because we know right when that thing explodes, they're not gonna know what's going on, and we can take out 2. But the others might be a firefight.
All right. So A just kind of nods his head and is like, I think we got a plan. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
You want to head out?
Let's do it.
So with a tremendous sense of zeal, apparently on Bunk's part, You guys, he's like, the first thing we're gonna have to do is be able to get through that checkpoint. But I have a plan for that. I've been planning this for this part. I've been planning for a while. So, he's like, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And you guys start heading out. Head back to the logging place. And he's like, we all need to pile in the truck for this first part. And I'm not going to make anybody roll for this because I don't want to put any stakes on this. And you guys, A leads you to sort of like a secluded area, and he's got an old Jeep stashed. He's like, I can take 4 of us in this. Got 3, 5, 9. Kind of rumbles through the back of the Jeep, and he's got this huge tarp. He's like, we're gonna need some of you guys to hide in the back of the truck.
Hide.
Okay.
I'll hide.
Okay. So who's in the truck? And so Silas and Dorian are in the back of the truck. And we'll say that E and F are back there with you too. The rest of you guys, the rest of A takes J and K in the Jeep, and Dorian and Marcus and Bunk. Or not, no, I'm sorry. Marcus and Bunk are in the front of the truck that you guys hotwired. And A starts like, I was like, so we're going to get to this checkpoint. I don't want anybody to say a word but me. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be
I
under a
guess.
tarp. I think I'm going to talk anyway.
So
I guess.
he's like, you guys in the truck, follow me. You guys start taking this road back into town. And, Silas and Dorian, you're in the back. You can't really tell where you're at. But it's bumpy as fuck. And then eventually, everything sort of slows down and it comes to a halt. Bunk and Marcus see A pull the Jeep up to that checkpoint that you guys had been to before. He stops a little short. He doesn't want. You can clearly tell that he doesn't want to get close enough for the 2 guards that are at the station to be able to, to really see what's going on. A's been driving the Jeep. Jay gets out of the side. And, the guards kind of seem a little taken aback. But A walks up. He pulls out the book and just kind of holds it up. You can't really hear what they're talking about. You can see them talking to the guards, but you don't really know what's going on. This is just Marcus and Bunk. Obviously, Dorian and Silas, you guys don't see or hear anything. But anyway, at some point, A points back at the Jeep, and he gives one of these sort of things, kind of like, I don't know. Like, that's the body language that you kind of read on him. And the guard kind of tilts his head and looks over at the truck. And he kind of nods his head, yeah, and he starts walking to the truck. As soon as he gets to the point where A and J are behind them, they just take him out. Quick, quiet, fast. No guns. They just put him down with knives. You have no idea what these guys said to him that would cause them to let down their guard. But it worked. A and J sort of tuck the lifeless bodies of these 2 guys underneath some shrubbery and proceed to drive right through the checkpoint. You guys get into town, and he leads you to sort of an abandoned gas station that is about a block away And if you're looking at the map, the gas station would be north of the compound. And so you guys are at this abandoned gas station north of this compound. And Jeep turns off. A comes over to the Jeep, to the truck. He's like, all right, we're going to pile out from here.
All right, get out of there, out from under the tarp.
Perfect. So he looks at Dorian. He's like, all right, so we're going to take the route up and over to the top of the auxiliary gym. Silas, you're going to take E and F to the front. Or I'm sorry, you're going to take E and F inside? Is that right? You guys are going to take the doors from the side and make your way over to the leadership bunks? Is that right?
I think that's what.
Through the electrical room?
Yeah. So the northwest corner of the building? Okay. And then Marcus and Bunk, I assume that you're going to take positions in the front of the building.
Yes. Camo jacket and all. Unless I was able to borrow a ghillie suit from them. I'm laying down. I'm fine. In my camo.
Yeah, I'll say, sure, you have a ghillie suit. Give yourself a +3 to stealth.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He hands it over to you, and he looks at you. He's like, this is a loaner. I'm not bequeathing this to you. I expect this back.
I hear you, man.
He's like, if I die, it's all yours, but I fully intend to recover that. So, A tells you, he's like, you guys are going to be out front. You're going to see us drop in. I assume you're going to know when these things go off. So all we need to figure out is the timing for Team B. Because I'm assuming that we want to take out leadership first. We want to do that quick and quiet before we detonate these landmines.
Affirmative. It goes Bravo, then Alpha, then Charlie.
Okay.
Maybe we should have switched the names around, so...
Yeah, what? Am I Bravo? Am I Bravo with extra and fucked?
Too late for that.
You are.
But yes, that would have been a better idea.
All right. So how do we know? We got to figure out how we're going to signal Silas and his team.
How far away?
They're going to have to not only execute them, but they're going to have to like make it out back to the roof or back to the back or to a back window on the south where they can shine out the back, because by that time Alpha should have been done planting the claymores and back out the back way.
Yeah, we're gonna retreat through the roof and down the backside, but we're gonna have to take out these two guards. He's like, there is an exit on the northwestern corner of the building. It's on the front side. It's right below the restrooms. It's just south of the restrooms.
That's the one.
You see the doors?
It should be a remote detonator.
We still need to figure out a signal. How are we going to signal Team B?
Flashlight.
Do we have a flashlight?
They're going to be
It has to be a
inside.
flashlight or mirror.
I don't know how you
From
think
the,
we're going to be able to signal them. You guys are your team is going to be outside. I'm going to be on the roof. They're going to be in a completely different part of the building. We're not going to be able to signal them with flashlights.
I'm decent with a bow and arrow. Is there anything nearby that I could shoot an arrow at something and it would be noticeable to you?
Hang on. Team Bravo.
Yeah.
Let's sync our
After
watches.
they are done, so they all enter at the same time. Alpha goes and sets up shit, and Bravo kind of hangs back for a minute, right? They're all at the same entry point. Bravo hangs at the entry point on the roof. Alpha goes in puts all their shit down and then climbs back up and then says, "All right, Bravo, go do your fucking thing," while they rappel down the back. Bravo goes in, executes, yada, 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 climbs back up or gets to a back wall, any window, and shines a click, 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 click out the back window or out the roof to Alpha, who is already in the back, out the back, and signals them to fucking blow the thing. But they shouldn't blow the fucking thing. Do we want to blow it with Bravo in there? Because they're claymores. It's not going to be a huge explosion. It's going to be anti-personnel raining down, directed down. So it should be fairly directed on there. So I don't think it's terrible to have Bravo still in there for cleanup. There's going to be panic and there's going to be stragglers running out, and it might just be a fucking
fun crap. Here's the thing. We're going to be on that catwalk. We're going to have to get off of it and back on the roof. Once we blow that catwalk, we're not going to be able to stand on it and take strategic positions from above. We're going to have to get off of it, back out onto the roof. Because if we blow that catwalk up, the whole thing's coming down.
Gotcha. So Bravo doesn't signal Alpha until they've executed the senior officials and then exited onto the roof again. Copy.
So how long's our detonation line for the claymores?
It's remote.
Remote,
oh, nice.
Dog.
Perfect.
What century you living in?
He pulls out this little trigger and he's like, click, 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 click.
Wile E. Coyote has a giant roll of fucking fire that
he just spools it out.
Hey,
right.
And then we get to the point and it's like this short. It's like doesn't quite work.
Does anybody have a match?
Okay, great. So A's just like, this sounds like a great plan. I am so fucking excited. My dick is hard to kill some Vanguard. Let's go do this. And
what signal do I need to give? I don't have a flashlight.
Give him a flashlight.
He's like, you guys,
give
do
the man
you guys know how to make pigeon noises?
That'll do.
All right.
Caw.
So first thing we need to do is roll to see how you guys do getting yourselves into position. So Marcus and Bunk, you guys are going to take your first position because you guys are on the frontal assault position. Go ahead and give me stealth rolls.
Stealth, love it.
Don't forget your ghillie suit.
I would say that because you're so far out, because I'm assuming you're not creeping up right on him. You're just
not at all.
Okay. You guys are just trying to find a distant position that is obscured. Right. So no penalty for you, Marcus, despite the fact that you have a fucked up leg.
That is 7 D6 plus 2 gear.
Yeah.
For the camo. Oh shit.
Tell me you got no 6s.
1, 2, 3. I got 4 6s and 0 1s.
4 6s. God damn. And you got 1. You got 2. Okay.
I got 1.
Yeah, you got 2 there.
Oh, the die on the screen went into the corner and sat on a corner. Like it did not show me what it was.
I see 2.
That's
I see 2 successes. So you got 4 for Marcus, 2 for Bunk. All right, cool.
Thank you, ghillie suit.
And then I need I'm assuming Silas is taking his team in as well. So we've got Silas and Dorian. Dorian, you're going to go up on the roof with A, but Silas, you E and F extra fucked. You're going to have to get in through the ground, the entrance on the ground. So what I need is for Silas and Dorian to make stealth rolls. And this
Can
is...
I pass any of my 6s?
How many do you want to pass? Because here's the thing. You have guards whose job it is to specifically look for threats.
So, and we got a total of 6 between me and Bunk?
Correct. Well, individually you have 4 and 2.
Okay. Can I get, I guess, which I wouldn't know this. I'd want to give one of them to the lowest of the stealthy of the two.
Okay.
But
Stan
I
is
have-
having a hard time.
Stealth is 7. I'm
I
rolling
have
a base.
stealth is 7.
I have stealth of 7, plus I've got my camo jacket, which is a +2 gear bonus.
Sweet.
I'm gonna keep my shit. You guys are fine. I'm gonna keep my shit. You guys are fine. Like if y'all can't with a 7 and a 9, fuck you guys.
All right.
I also have a stress die.
Yeah. Oh, you do? From what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took stress in the wolf battle, and then I took watch.
yeah.
But I
I've
thought
got
we
a
rested
I've got a
since
stress too.
Oh yeah, you took
Because
second
I've-
watch.
I fucking panicked when I heard a pigeon.
I love
Technically, it
this.
wasn't a
I took a
pigeon.
stress when I like couldn't find what's his face when I tried to use my pride and I lost it.
Okay, things did
We
not
all
go
have
well. Things did not.
appropriate
All right. Anyway,
levels of
Silas
stress
and
about
Dorian
this.
need to give me stealth rolls.
All right, here we go. Danger.
Oh fuck.
1.
1 success.
You got 3 for Silas. Okay. 1. Okay. So, as 2 teams, you guys kind of creep in on these guards, and what we're gonna do is try and determine as to whether or not they're gonna see you. So you guys start creeping in, and you get within, I would say, 30 feet, and as much as you are being quite quiet, Dorian steps on a twig and causes one of them to look. I need you to make another stealth roll for me.
Fucking danger.
Is this
Hey.
just Dorian?
Just
Am I not
Dorian.
even in the area?
No, you're
This
you're
is-
you're going in with them. I would say that you're like, you guys are in like 2x2 cover scenario sort of thing.
That's my stress.
Oh shit, nuggets.
I'm just stressing out.
Success, 2 of them. Okay, you got 2.
Success, bro.
And so you step on this twig. You realize that you caught the sound of the snapping twig catches this guard's attention, but like you dive behind a small juniper bush that's in the area just as this guy's trying to look over for you, and he does one of these. And he's just sort of like whatever. So
Misdirection.
they at this point still don't see that you're there. But neither of you guys have like silenced weapons. So I need you guys to figure out how you want to take these 2 guards out.
Dorian.
Bo?
I've got my throwing knives.
Love this.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys are the perfect stealth team. What are you talking about?
So
You guys are fucking made for this shit.
who wants to
The new bromance, yeah.
who wants to go first? Silas, do you want to take one first?
Sure.
Since Dorian, you had to dive behind a bush to avoid being seen, I'm gonna let Silas take a shot first while you like recover yourself.
Come on, Silas.
Come on, classic Silas. Through the neck, bro.
And I would say since he does not know you're there, so this would be a surprising attack. You get +2 to your base die. You get 2 extra base die to roll for this.
Oh, it's 3.
Is it? If it's 3, it's 3.
If it's stealth, right? Like sneak attack,
Yeah.
you gain a
You already
+3
roll against
modifier.
those
+3?
Silas.
Fuck, you get +3.
+3 modifier on attack roll if you're in a sneak attack.
I should have never sent you that fucking book.
I read it on the toilet, motherfucker. Like,
2?
2 sixes.
2 sixes. All
Nice.
Roll damage for me.
Fatty ice.
And Dorian, we'll let his play out first, and then we'll just assume that like these are happening not exactly simultaneously, but close enough that like if one of them gets shot.
Only 3 damage.
What did you roll? What was you rolled a 2?
For damage, I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Doesn't your bow give you 2?
It says damage 1 on bow.
But you also rolled an extra success though, right?
Oh, that's right.
And you get +3 for your stealth.
Your proficiency, right?
It's
There's no.
it's extra dice
game.
to roll for the potential
yeah,
for
3
extra
extra
success.
dice.
Oh. I was going to say,
Jesus.
for my sniper, I get extra damage.
And the total will be 4.
Total's 4. Okay. So this arrow comes in and it sinks right into this guy's like hits him basically dead in the chest. Avoids hitting his lung though. Dorian, go ahead and throw whatever you're gonna do.
Okay. So it's like right after him, I guess. I'm assuming Dorian's assuming that Silas is gonna kill the guy. Since it's just a split second, he's gonna throw his knife at the other guy.
Okay.
So marksmanship.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Yeah.
And then the stealth, I don't add anything for the stealth, or is that after?
You get 3 additional dice to roll.
3 additional dice. Whoa. Plus my stress.
1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 success. Roll damage for me.
And that's just a 6.
6 plus minimum of 2 plus whatever your knives do. So a 6 plus 2. So Dorian throws this knife and it how do you want to explain how it kills him?
Yeah, well, I was trying to channel my inner Silas, so I go straight for the neck, and I want it to, like, slice his neck or stab him in his neck, his trachea, so he can't scream. And then under my breath, I'm like, knife to know ya.
Oh, come on.
So meanwhile, this guy who just got an arrow in the chest, he's not quite dead. He looks over, he sees his other guy get a knife basically just like through his neck, and he gets a panic look on his face. I'm gonna give one of you guys an opportunity to make another attack before this guy is gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I want to take it.
Okay.
I'm assuming I don't get my ambush bonus anymore.
Not this time. No, he realizes that somebody is attacking him at this point.
Knife. No, yeah.
2. Oh,
Goodbye.
yeah. Do you want to describe how this kills him?
I felt so bad for missing the neck, because I know, like, I'm thinking Bunk would want me to shoot this guy straight through the fucking neck, and so I just, as he's looking around, I just put one right in his Adam's apple.
He goes down. Kind of turns to Silas and is just like, maybe Adam's apple on the first shot. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Last 2 weeks have been pretty rough, man. Give me a break.
He's like, all right. You guys take position in the electrical room. There's an access door on the outside. we're going to take position up top. So A leads Dorian, and it's one of those caged, like roof access ladders, and they start climbing up it. There's nothing really preventing them from being able to do this, so I'm not going to roll for it. You guys get up to the top of the roof, and you see the skylights that he was talking about, and there's also like a HVAC access duct, but it's locked. And A is... He looks a little annoyed. He's like... You seem pretty skilled with those knives. How do you do with locks? Because
I
if
haven't
we
met
just...
a lock I couldn't...
I can bash this off, but like... I have a feeling if I start hammering on this lock, it's going to draw some attention.
Houdini Jr., come on.
Yeah, I can pick... I haven't come across a lock I haven't been able to pick. Let me at it. And so I've got my Swiss Army pocket knife. I don't know if that's doesn't have any gear bonus or anything.
We'll say it's
But I
a
also
2.
have my...
What else
Okay.
did you have? What were you going to say?
I also have my multi-tool, which is that's for repairing gear.
I would say that of the two things, you don't just have like a Swiss Army, like a generic pocket knife. This is the one that has like all of the little accoutrements and accessories. So like the pull-out tweezers and the fucking nail file and all that shit. I would say that your pocket knife or your Swiss Army knife is way better equipped for being able to pick locks. So I'll say that's a +3 on that guy.
Oh yeah.
I would say that the
yeah.
tools that
Okay.
are the accessory tools that are in a Swiss Army knife are perfect for picking a lock.
Okay, how do I do this?
So it's going to be your mobility +3 base die, or +3 gear dice.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget which one is plural and which one's singular. Dice and die.
+3 gear.
Yeah.
Plus my stress.
Oh,
No. I hate it when he makes that noise.
oh!
Is that... I've got 1.
You got one
Yes.
success.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
And
There's
also,
so many dice on the screen.
goddamn, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dice. So yeah, you kind of fiddle with it for a second, and like at first it looks like maybe you're not going to be able to do this, and A is just sort of like, I thought you said you could get into any lock. But then eventually you get through like that last tumbler pin, and it pops open.
It's all about the drama and suspense.
So A opens up the hatch, and you guys climb down into basically this access point, and you can see exactly what A was talking about. You guys are in this big, it's like a volleyball court. Probably people use it to play handball as well, racquetball, that kind of thing. It's a smaller court, but you definitely see what he's talking about. There's a partition wall. It's not like a full like structural wall. It's just a partition wall that separates this room from the basketball court that's next door. And there's a catwalk that leads all the way across. It's sort of like threads through all of the rafters. So you can't stand up fully, but you can sort of like crawl across this catwalk. We're going to go back over to Silas. You get to the door. You find that it is also locked. The access door into the building.
Who had the ring of keys?
B.
Not extra fucked.
E looks at F. He's like, I thought you said you had him. I thought you said you had him. Did we leave him with B? And so F's like doing one of these things, and he opens up that last cargo pants pocket. And he's like, oh, thank God. And he hands you the keys. And there's one that's fuck it. There's no reason to do this. Yes, you have all of the keys. So
You said some of them were marked.
yeah, so they were color
I tried the
coded.
red.
You know what's
Try
that?
the red one.
The red one?
Try the red one.
Doesn't work.
I tried the blue one.
Blue one works. Blue one.
All right.
And this is like a big, heavy door that's on one of those like automatic. Like when you let go of it, it pulls itself shut and it slams shut.
Pulling outside or going in?
It's a pull, but it's
Okay.
on like one of those gravity hinges. It's gonna like when you let go of this door, it's gonna wham, slam shut.
So we are going into the senior game room. Do I understand that correctly?
No, you guys are going in through the electrical room, 455 northwest corner.
I am going to slowly pull it open and have E look inside as I'm pulling open.
Okay. So E and F do like one of those dramatic sweeps where you pull a door open and they're like corner checking with their assault rifles. They go in and they're like, clear. Everything's clear.
All right. I am going to ease the door shut behind me.
Okay.
As I get in.
Are you going to leave it unlocked?
Yeah, in case we need to run the hell out of there.
Okay. Good. How do you want to make your way down to the leadership bunks?
Looks like there's a door on the south wall of 455, so I'll check that door.
Okay. It opens. It goes right into the mechanical room.
All right, so same deal. I want E and F to do a quick sweep as I'm opening the door.
Okay. Again, they walk through this room. You open it up, and they sweep the corners. There's nothing in the room. Clear.
All right, so I guess the door on the east wall. Make our way over there.
Okay. How do you want to do this? Excuse me.
Don't sound too excited.
First, I just want to check the door if it's locked.
Door's not locked.
All right, I'm going to whisper to E and F. If I remember right, this could have people in it. So let's is there a window on this door or anywhere on this mechanical room, or is it all just
No,
solid?
It's a solid door. Like it's a mechanical room, so you wouldn't really have like a window or anything. It's designed to be like obscured.
Okay, so I want them. I'm going to slowly open this and see if there's any people around the immediate vicinity, and then we can maybe slowly make our way in.
Okay, so if you can imagine this room, it's pretty big, right? And you can even see on the map, there's sort of like an indication where there's like a mobile partition, so to speak.
Yeah.
And this has been set up sort of like as the mess hall. And on the far half of this room, it's the lights are on. The half of the room that you're getting ready to enter in, lights are off, but you do see 3 people at a table on the far side, and they're just sitting down eating, and they're talking. They're just casually talking to each other as they eat, just soldiers eating dinner.
I would like to try and sneak past them in the shadows using tables as cover and make my way towards, I guess it's labeled kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
So moving south.
Perfect. I love it. I would say, considering the fact that the room is dark and there are literally tables that you can hide behind, you can give yourself an additional +2 to your stealth roll. Because you can use those tables and the lights as cover. And they have no reason to be looking for you, so there's, I would say you have all sorts of things at your advantage here.
Yeah.
Is that a +2?
Yeah, so 2 additional base dice. Just one? That's good enough. That is good enough. Well, let me see. Yeah, fuck it. Because I don't even really need to roll this. All right. Yeah, so you successfully make it over to the kitchen without being seen.
Okay. That looks more open. Like, is there no door there? It's just like a pass-through?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's just an open door. There's not actually a physical door. There's just an opening that goes into the kitchen.
So I want to peek my head around the corner and see what I see in that room.
There is nothing in here. Nobody's in here.
All right, so I motion for them to follow me, and we'll continue making our way south towards the door, like next to the custodial room.
Okay. And they do. They follow you, and they successfully avoid detection as well. You guys are now sort of in that. The only exit that would lead you to where you guys are heading is that one that's leading out of the kitchen that's right next to the little custodial closet. How do you want to leave the kitchen?
Quietly and through that door.
Okay. So, you've seen this map, right? You know what you're like. So you know that when you exit this room, you are going to be entering into the main hallway for this facility. And this is the place where A told you that there would be another post of guards.
Okay, so what about this door? Is there a window that I can see?
In this one, yeah, like there's like a little port window.
I'll just try and take a look.
Okay, so I mean, honestly, I mean, it's kind of it's not really a big decorative window or anything like that. It's just sort of like a port window. And so you can kind of see down that hallway that leads south, but you're not able to see down the long corridor that leads down the entire length of the facility. But you currently don't see anyone.
All right. I guess I'll just tell E&F to watch my back and ease that door open and see what I see.
Okay.
Looking east.
Okay. And this is a door that doesn't have a latch on it. Like it's just one of those kitchen doors that you can like push open with your foot that sort of swings when you let go of it, and then eventually comes to a rest in its closed position. So you can literally just push this door open gently without having to like do a doorknob or anything like that. So you can just push it open a little bit if you want to.
Yeah, just ease it open and look.
Okay. Give me an observation roll.
I got
1-6. Okay. So you don't see anything initially. But what you do hear, you hear the sound of voices, and it's coming from the east side of that hallway. And if you look at the map, you can tell that there's sort of like an entry, like guests area. There's sort of like a control desk, and there's sort of a staff office. It's sort of like a welcome, like a front desk area. And based on what you can hear, you assume that they are on the far east side of that, at least because you don't see them. They must be on the other side of that guest check-in desk.
Okay. I'll.
I couldn't hear you, Matt. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Motion for them to follow me quietly and see if we can get over to the game room door.
Perfect. All right. Give me another stealth roll.
Two sixes.
Oh shit.
Like a panic.
Okay. All right. Well, this is exciting. I need you to give me.
I don't like when he gets excited.
Roll me a D10. You have one. You have one stress. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Roll me a D10 and add 1 to it.
All right, here we go.
8 total.
8 total. I rolled a 7. Uh-oh. It's about to pop off. Here goes the claymore.
Yeah.
Um.
Every time he smiles like that, Marcus blows up. So I don't like this for you, Silas.
So you get a moment of panic, and you just completely freeze right where you are. It's one of those fight, flight, freeze moments, and you freeze. And so what we're going to determine is whether or not you freeze long enough for these guys to come back from the other side of that welcome desk and see you. They do. So, give me a. Well, let me ask you a question. I would say at this point you have your cognitive sense back. How do you want to respond? Because you do realize that they have just at least seen you. How do you want to respond?
I'll walk back in, turn and go into the kitchen.
Okay. So all three of you guys are gonna do this. So give me a persuasion roll, because I want to see if you can make this look like, oh, just a couple of dudes heading back to the commissary, gonna get something to eat. Sorry, how many?
No, 0 6s, 0 1s.
Zero.
So
Are you gonna push this again?
I'll push it. Yeah.
For a second point of stress.
Yeah.
Silas is slowly turning into Emthram.
6.
1-6. Okay. They see you. They see all three of you. But considering you just sort of confidently stroll back into the kitchen, they kind of do one of these, but they're just like, no, okay, just let them eat. It'll be fine.
I think I've just gained a stress die.
Oh man, that was interesting. Okay.
I really thought about just firing.
That would've
I
been
thought you were
awesome.
gonna. I thought you were gonna fucking Hawkeye it right quick.
So they had to roll for insight. That's what the 4 dice were just then. They had to roll insight to see if they were gonna be able to figure out that you were infiltrating. But so E and F are just like, okay, so maybe we try this again. Are you sure you're up for this?
Yeah, I'm good. I can do it.
You sure?
I'm sure. Let's get him.
All right. You want to lead it again?
Yeah, why not? That went well.
So you can hear them. They're right outside. Like at this point, they've walked down towards the far end to where you're at, and they're just making their route. They're not specifically looking for you or anything like that, but you can hear them kind of like hanging out, and they wait for a few seconds. All right, right now they're just outside the door. You can see them through the window.
Like, how far away are they?
Oh, like they're standing. And so if you're behind the door in the kitchen, they are literally in front. So you see the door that leads into the senior game room? They're standing right there. So like 10 feet, maybe? They're 10 feet away.
I would ask E and F, how good are you guys at, like A and B got into our camp without us even knowing, and were on us immediately. How good are you guys at that sort of thing?
I mean, out in the woods? Fucking great. In the middle of a building with fluorescent lights? Not as good.
All right, let's hang back and see where they go.
Okay. So they spend a couple of minutes there just, talking and hanging out, doing guard shit. And then eventually they start making their way back down the other end of the hall. And their voices and footsteps get fainter, and then you eventually assume that they are on the far side of that guest desk again. All right, give me another stealth roll.
Great.
With 2 stress. Love this.
Come on, Maddie. I still Anthem, no Anthem, no Anthem.
2 6s. No panic.
Woo! All right. So all 3 of you guys file out. You make your way out of the kitchen, and you get to that door, and you know that on the other side of this door is Sullivan and all of the major leadership. There's going to be 3 of them in this first room. How do you guys want to do this? And you don't know who... Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
So there's just one door to this room that we're standing right in front of.
Yep.
And we think there are 3 people in there.
Correct. So
I mean, my
E&F
bow isn't great.
They make their way over. They are going to get nice, and they get like, and you get in here and they're asleep. You can hear the sounds of snoring. Lights are off. It's dark in the room. And E and F, they both pick out a bed and they pull out the knives. Got great big blades. They creep slowly. He wasn't kidding when he says that when it's dark, we're the best. And they get right next to the bedside of these 2 soldiers, and they look at you and they're like, take the 3rd one.
I have a fire poker is my weapon for this one.
Fire poker.
I do not have a knife.
Okay.
I have a fire poker. And a shotgun. I mean, a shotgun will do the job, but it will also bring hell on us.
He's super loud.
So, E holds his hand up, and he's just sort of like this. He's like, he points, and F, like E and F, cover the mouth, punctures the lung. They can't breathe. Makes a little bit of gurgling sound. But outside of that, but you come down with your thing, and you look, and you realize as it's coming down, it's fucking, you're standing straight over Sullivan. And right before it comes down, Sullivan opens his eyes, and he's like, ah! So I need you to give me a melee roll.
Come on.
Oh, stress dice don't fuck me now.
Come on.
You know you're gonna panic.
I got 3 6s and 1 panic.
One. Okay, so here's what he needs to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
Oh, shit.
He only got 2 success. So he's not going to be able to block this. So it's coming down. But you are panicking. So roll me a d6.
6.
Or I'm sorry, d10. D10 plus 2 at this point.
Yep. 6 total.
6 total.
Yeah.
So, well,
That's right on the threshold.
this one is you've had this one before. It's an adrenaline surge. You get an adrenaline surge, and you'll have that on your next attack or blocking roll. Actually, you know what? Just roll them now.
What am I rolling?
Two more dice, just to see if you get any more successes.
Come on, Maddie.
No? Okay. How many did you get to begin with?
3 total.
3. Okay. So Sullivan sees you at the last second, and he reaches up to block, but he's just too slow to be able to prevent it. So roll the damage. What'd you say you got?
3 successes, so it'll be the D6 plus the 1 for the fire poker plus 2 for
Stealth, yeah.
five total.
5. So you come down to this, and it smashes Sullivan. Where are you aiming?
His head. for
Straight in his
sure.
head.
God.
And let's see, because he's effectively defenseless. So I want to see how this impacts him. 4. He is going to. You're going to put the. Is this one of those fire? This is like a legit fire poker, not a blow poke, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the hook on this thing comes in, and it goes straight into his eye. He fucking loses an eye. But
You wearing an iPad?
oh my god, he was. So Sullivan is fucking blind at this point. You took out Sullivan's other eye. Sullivan has blind now. So, but he does get up, and he's doing one of these things, but he's not quite dead, but he is he's been awakened from sleep, and he is and he's blind at this point, and he's doing this kind of thing. And he's going to try and take a swing at you.
I would like to block.
Oh, he doesn't even hit you. He doesn't hit you. But he's
got no goddamn eyeball.
he can't see anything. He's coming at you, but he tries to take a swing and he misses. Do you want to take another swing at his head?
I think he has a weird night erection in his nightie.
Yeah, he looks like Ebenezer Scrooge. He's wearing
no eyeballs, massive erection, nightie.
he's got a fear boner.
He's like your grandpa every Christmas.
So I'm gonna roll for another swing at this guy.
All right, perfect. I love it.
Go back to sleep. This isn't numb, Grandpa.
I got 1 6.
That's enough. If you hit how do you want to describe how this puts him down?
Yes.
So I step back after he's trying to flail and swing at me, and I just come with an overhand, double hand chop on the top of
Fuck
his
yeah,
nose.
double axe handle.
Fuck.
Oh.
And this the fucking pointy curvy part goes straight in the top of his skull, punctures his skull, goes into his brain, and he just goes does one of those like twitchy things where you're not sure if he's being electrocuted or if he's dying, and then he just falls limp. Erection stays.
Fuck yeah.
Rigor mortis.
But ENF, they look at you and they're like,
Erection stays.
Jesus Christ, dude. This is crazy. But they're like, that's not all of them. We've got at least 2 more.
Great.
Can erection stays be the name of this episode? I vote for erection stays.
The name of the
Erection
episode,
stays.
sure. When I put it on Facebook, I'll name, or not Facebook, YouTube, I will name this one episode 16, Erection Stays.
That'll never get monetized.
It'll never get monetized. For the 4 people that follow the channel. All right, so
T-shirt.
you want to... He's like, we need to get to this next room. We got to go quick. That was
Yeah, let's do it.
not noisy enough to set off any warnings, but I mean, we gotta take the rest of these out.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Episode 15, Fear Boner.
Fear Boner.
Earbone.
I like that one better. And since you guys are a little bit behind cover, because like that where that men's room come out, you're not in direct line of sight, so you can actually use that hallway to your advantage if you want to just move straight into the next room.
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. So you get into this room, same scenario. He gives the countdown. 3, 2, 1. How is Silas doing it this time? Is he blow the fire poker again?
That's all we got.
You don't have a knife?
No.
You
See,
didn't ask
I-
one of the guys for
I-
another knife?
I love that there's like this assassination that needs to happen, and they're like cutting throats and puncturing lungs, and you're just beating the piss out of these guys with a fucking fire poker. All right, so go ahead and like same scenario. They're just like putting them in the lungs, and they basically drown on their own blood. How is like give me another attack roll for Silas.
Let's go.
I got
Do you want to push it?
Fucking
So,
Emperor.
I mean, you can say no.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to take another stress.
That would be
This
3.
is-
You'd be running
This is-
hard with the panic. So, third one, you come down to this guy and you don't hit him. Like, maybe it's because you've accumulated so much stress. Maybe it's just because you just bludgeoned another guy to death and you took out somebody's eye and you watched him have this agonizing death. But whatever it is, it distracts you enough that when you come down with this poker, it like slaps on the pillow right next to his ear, and he shoots up. I need you to roll a d10 plus your agility. What was it?
9 total.
9 total. What is your actual agility score?
It is 5.
Okay, so you're gonna go first.
Oh shit.
You're gonna go first.
I guess I'm taking another swing. This is stressing me out. In real life also.
1-6.
1-6.
Nice.
All right, he's gonna try and block it. Oh, and he does. He blocks
Oh
it.
shit. Fuck.
So he's gonna come back at you, and he's just gonna punch you in the face for 2 damage. You can block. Roll melee. Roll a melee roll, because you've got a you've got a fire poker. So roll melee.
I have the flyweight thing, so I get to use agility to
Nice.
block it.
Nice.
So I would use agility plus melee.
Agility plus melee. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, this is like the perfect time for this feat to come in.
Yeah. Almost forgot my fucking stress dice. I'm gonna
Okay, that's going to be enough. Do you want to take another turn? Take another swing at him? Here's the other thing. I need to make sure that these guards haven't heard you yet, because at this point you're actively in a fight. They have not heard you.
Come on, Matty.
Definitely taking another swing.
1-6. Oh, he does not block it. Roll damage.
Yeah. Come on, Matt.
6 total.
6 total? All right. Do you want to explain how this happens?
So this
Kill that
one is
motherfucker.
like after I've blocked his punch.
Yeah.
I kind of come back baseball style right across his jaw.
Nice. Right across his jaw. And again, you're coming in with the business end with that hook, and it hits him in the jaw, and the hook part of that gets right behind his jaw and fucking rips his jaw out of the socket and pulls it off. Just like his jaw's just hanging off his face. E looks over. It's like, Jesus Christ. E jumps in and just leaps across from the other side of the bed, just shoves his knife into this guy's lung to keep him from screaming. And he falls to the ground and he just lays on his back. And E and F are like, okay, so mission accomplished. Maybe not the quietest, most efficient way to do this, but like, what's done is done. Let's get out front and let them know that they're good to go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm not even gonna make you roll it. I mean, I think you have rolled enough. I put you through the fucking ringer on that one. So you get out front.
Fucking murdered your way.
Bunk
Try
and
to fire poker to a knife fight for sure.
Bunk and Marcus see Silas, who looks, disheveled, and the other two
Covered in blood.
and they are going to take, they come out that side door right where, by where the solarium is on the southwest corner. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's on the other side of that wall. But you're taking pretty much a kind of like a hidden position, kind of cozied in that corner. But Bunk and Marcus see you, so we're gonna go back over to A and Danger. You guys are on this it's on this catwalk, and this is sort of happening simultaneously to this whole excursion that just experienced for Silas and ENF, the F for extra fucked. So you've got a total of 5 Claymore mines. How many does Dorian have?
Dorian would like to have all 5, but he was probably only given 2.
I would say he gave you 3. No, he gave you 2. He gave you 2.
Okay.
So the first thing I need you guys to do, I need you to make a stealth roll to make your way across this catwalk. And you can give yourself a +2 because, first of all, you're in a really obscure place. Lights are off. It's dark in the room, so you've got an advantage on this roll.
Danger time.
+12 +2. If I don't get a 6, it's just not meant to be.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Attaboy.
Okay, so you guys make your way across this catwalk. And you get yourself in position. I need you to place the first Claymore mine. And so I'm going to have you roll mobility for this because, as Corrado was describing it, you're affixing it under the catwalk. So it's not on top of the catwalk. It's under the catwalk, so there's nothing in between it and the personnel below it. So you're basically going to be hanging this Claymore mine from the catwalk. So I need you to give me now I need you to give me a mobility roll on it. So what are you using to affix the mine to the catwalk?
My small spool of copper wire.
Okay. What resource die do I have that at?
There isn't one attached to it.
Okay, well,
What should I?
D10. We'll say it's D10.
Okay.
So give me a mobility roll first.
Da-da-da. Danger.
Nice. You are so good with this placement that I'm not even going to make you roll for your dice or for your copper wire. You were extremely efficient in its usage, and you hang this perfectly to the extent that A is like, nicely done. All right, so what did we say? You had a total of 3 claymore mines or 2?
2.
2. All right. Second claymore mine. Give me another mobility roll. Nice. Crit success again. So I'm not going to make you roll for your copper spool. A is so impressed with you that he's like, dude, putting this one on me. Fuck, you're fucking killing it. Go ahead.
Cracks his knuckles. But stealthily, very quietly.
Quietly cracks his knuckles. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Nugget.
Okay. So should we play this?
Can I push it?
Well, you absolutely can.
Push it real
Got-
good.
I'm minus 2 dice. That's 1, 2, 3.
It would give you another point of stress.
That is true. 1. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Come on, Shane. Come on.
So you start sweating, like your hands are sweaty. You're like, oh, this didn't go as well as the last 2 times.
Mom's spaghetti, etc.
Oh no!
Shit. And I panic.
And you panic.
No.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see whether or not
It'll never give me
Mission
another mine.
critical.
oh shit, he is going to fucking push that. Oh no!
Got a 6 though. He panicked.
So both of you panic, like placing this third claymore mine. He manages to grab it. He's gonna have to roll a d10. 2. Okay, so he manages to grab it. But he keeps his composure. He manages to like rein his shit in, but like you can tell that like he's like trying hard to keep it together. I need you to roll a d10 and add 2 to it. Okay. 5. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So he manages to grab the. So going back to the fight, flight, or freeze, you immediately just start backing up off the catwalk. You're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Give me a mobility roll.
God, I'm so mobile.
You're the most mobile.
Do I add my stress die to it?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you managed to get off of this catwalk without like creating any more chaos. But A just kind of looks at you, like, what the fuck is going on? So he has a point of stress already because he panicked when he was trying to grab the claymore mine because you effectively dropped it when you panicked. So he managed to grab it. So he is going to have to place the rest of these claymore mines. Luckily, he is also very mobile. and he is going to use his tool.
Legendary action. Nope.
The legendary action. So he gets the third one. He gets the fourth one. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to roll. I need to roll 2d6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Rolling that many dice, people gonna panic.
And he
People
gets
not
the fifth
speed.
one. He gets the fifth one.
Oh.
So you guys get all of these in. You guys get all of these Claymore mines, and you're still just sort of like off the backside of this catwalk, and you're kind of like a little shaken up, a little nervous. He's gonna give you a slap. I need you to roll insight.
Plus my stress die.
Yeah.
Got to.
Panic.
But I got a success.
You did get a success. Okay, so
How does that work? The guy tried to slap you out of panicked you, but you got out of panic.
so I need you to roll another d10 plus 2.
He slapped me out of my current panic and into a different state of panic.
Oh,
Maybe he hates me. Oh no.
10, 12.
Jesus.
Shit. Did
Total
I
of
shit
12.
myself or something?
Okay, so 12
Oh,
plus.
hey, I have any with this.
Oh,
You enter
God.
into a state of existential dread. Like the weight of this scenario. You're a magician, and suddenly you realize that you're involved in like infiltrating a military compound. You almost dropped a claymore mine. You realize that you are so far out of your fucking depth at this point that you just go into this catatonic state. So Dorian not Dorian, A slaps you, and you just go catatonic. So he realizes that you're fucking out of it. So he picks you up on his shoulder and he goes back up onto the roof, lays you down on the roof of the building, and he like starts looking around. He Marcus and Bunk, you see him pop out of the hatch on the roof with Dorian on his shoulders. And Dorian appears lifeless. I need both of you to give me, first of all, give me observation rolls.
He killed Dorian.
Observation is 5. Fuck, I got nothing.
Okay.
No 1s, no 6s.
Okay. Oh, Jesus
shit.
Christ.
I'll give you 6.
So
Needed that.
you realize you look through you're looking, I'm assuming, through your sniper rifle, the scope on your sniper rifle, and
Oh, I probably should have had a bonus for that too. But
yeah, I mean you would have had 2 gear, but I mean you got 4 success. I would say that's, you're basically, nothing is slipping by you at this point. You can tell that Dorian's eyes are open. He does not appear to be dead. He just appears to be not moving. And you see A sort of signal. He waves his hand and he's just like, he points at Dorian and he just kind of gives you like, I don't know what the fuck. He doesn't seem to appear that he's like trying to communicate to you that he's dead, but he's just like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this guy. But at that end, he does kind of pick Dorian back up, and he starts creeping over to the far west side of the building, trying to get away from the blast radius for this thing that they're getting ready to set up. He sets, let's see, where would he position himself? if you were to look at the map, it looks like he's like almost right above Silas and ENF. And he holds the detonator above his head. And he gives you one of these. And then as soon as he points to you, he puts the trigger on he pushes the trigger on the detonator, and you just hear a massive explosion. The roof does not blow off, but you distinctly hear the two guards out front, they kind of look at each other. They're stunned. They can't believe they don't understand what's happening. They rush inside. It's chaos for a few minutes. You don't hear anything.
Hang on, hold up.
Uh-huh.
I would not let a few minutes pass. The whole thing was, it blows,
Yeah.
and we were going to start attacking the front immediately.
Okay.
Are there any towers, or are there any elevated positions that there are like guards and towers?
No, the only
'Cause that
person in
would
an
be-
elevated position is A with Dorian.
Okay, so I was kind of waiting for you to be done with their kind of parts there.
Perfect.
But Marcus and I would have looked at one another and dictated, I got this guy, you got that guy,
Perfect.
and just two of the far guys, right?
Okay.
And we would have been like, okay, and we would have been trained on them the whole time, waiting for this explosion. And the moment that explosion happened, like kind of a set thing, is we would have taken our shots on those two guys.
Okay, perfect.
So
You guys go ahead and roll. One of you has one of you has the other.
I got 2 6s and 3 1s.
So is my sniper rifle a damage bonus or a extra dice bonus? I got a 2 bonus on
Right. So
that.
every weapon has
I think.
both. Every weapon has both. Every weapon has
Okay.
a bonus to your attack and a bonus to your damage. So I
Okay.
think for sniper rifles it's 2 and 2. So you would roll 2 gear dice to improve your attack roll. And then
Gotcha.
when you hit, you would roll a d6 and then you would add 2 to whatever that number is.
Wait.
Or whatever it is. If it's a plus 3 bonus to your attack. Sweet.
Right.
So you definitely hit. You got 2. Roll a d6 for me. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be enough. Do you want to describe how this first guy dies?
Pink mist.
All right.
He's walking to the left. I mean, the moment the explosion happens, he only has enough time to fucking turn and look at it, and he's looking this way, and all I see is the back of his head and pink mist come out the front.
Perfect. Marcus, did you want to push this roll?
So yeah, I got 2 6s and 3 1s, but one of the ones was on the gear.
Oh, one of the ones
Like-
was on the gear, and this was after you
Yeah.
pushed it. Okay. So,
No, I haven't pushed it yet. I'm saying my first roll was 2 6s, 2 1s, and then a 1 on the gear.
oh, okay. Well, if this was your first roll, then that's fine. You had 2
Yeah.
6s, yeah?
Yeah, I had 2 6s.
That's fine. So all like the consequences for ones only, unless it's a panic, the consequences for ones only matter if you decide to push it. So if this is your first roll,
Oh,
if this is
Yeah,
your first
yeah.
roll, then great. You had 2 6s. Roll. You had 2 of them. Is that what you said?
yes, sir.
All right. So roll a d6 for me.
That's a 4.
4.
Hey,
That is also good enough. Do you want to describe how this guy dies?
Yes, so the pink mist that happened, this guy sees it, and when he like he turns that way, it's a fucking purple splatter on top of that pink mist because I hit him so center mass that the blood gushing out of the back of his head is like an exploding paint can, but it's been frozen, so it's really thick and dark.
Perfect.
And just
Okay. So you guys take care of the two guards that are out front. Are you guys heading in through the front entrance? Are you guys... No?
No.
Okay. So...
No, I'm gonna stick with Marcus because Marcus is kind of immobile.
Okay.
I don't think I should try to keep coming in through the front. I think we should stay put and get anybody that tries to come out.
Trying to come out. Okay, perfect. Dorian, give me a stamina roll.
Stamina.
old man and the gimp were just hanging out.
We'll get the stragglers. You leave the alphabet team and the youngins to clear them out.
Oh, perfect. So after spending, we'll say, a total of, I don't know how many minutes that would have been, long enough for him to carry you across that roof, for him to set off a detonator, and for Bunk and Marcus to send off a couple shots. But you sort of pull out of your catatonic state and realize, like, there is a lot going on around you. But you are, you have your faculties back, we'll say. You're a little distressed. You're on top of a roof, but you're back with it again. You have no memory of what happened since A slapped you. That being said, as soon as those two guys go down, alert starts firing in the building. It's almost like there's a fire alarm that's going off inside the building. Shortly after that, and this is all happening in less than a minute, like we'll say like 30 seconds. Silas, do you want to change where you're positioned?
Yeah, I would, I guess, be making my way back towards the front. So I was out of the solarium, you said, so I'd be making my way maybe around the back of these other buildings.
You're gonna head towards the back. Is that what I'm hearing?
So heading east from where I am.
Okay.
Like, I want to connect back up to where I'm pretty sure Marcus and Bunk are.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So you're going to start heading back towards... okay, I gotcha. You're heading back to where you heard the shots come from, I assume? Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So shortly after Silas starts breaking off, soldiers start coming out. Initially, there's just 4 of them. Everybody give me a D10 roll. Plus your agility.
Ooh, D10 plus
An 11 total.
15.
Yeah, agile I am.
9.
Cat.
And what'd you say, Marcus?
I had a 0, so that's a 10 on the ones you sent us.
Oh, yeah, that would be 10. Yeah, 0 of that.
So 15 total.
You got nothing.
I'm sorry, who was 11? Silas. Bunk and Marcus both had 15s, is that right? And then Dorian had
Mine said 9, I thought.
plus your agility?
Yeah, Dorian and Bunk got 9s.
Oh, 9. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
9s.
It's on the deal.
2 seconds. I need to
I
roll
changed
something.
my name. I'm no longer player 4. Now I'm Bunk. I didn't know how to change it.
They're definitely going last. Okay. So 4 guys come out. Let's see. Marcus, you see 4 enemies come charging out of the front entrance, and they split. So as if you're looking towards the front of the building, they split off in 2 pairs. and they start flanking east and west. So they're not all clumped together. Basically, two of them are heading in a similar direction as Silas and his crew. What would you like to do, Marcus? You're first up.
Well, they don't know that me and Bunk are up here, right?
They don't have any. They don't see you yet.
So we've got
Killed everybody
got
out
to
front,
jump on
bro.
them.
I didn't hear what you said. What?
So the ones that are going toward Silas and Flint, I want to take a shot at the one in the front.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's because we're sneak attack. That's still a
You get plus 2 additional base dice to your roll.
so that's a marksmanship, or is that stealth?
That's marksmanship.
Okay, so that's an 8 plus 2.
Better fucking hit this dude. May the odds be in your favor.
1, 2, 3 6s.
3. Jesus
And-
Christ. Okay, so here's the thing. I've always said that if you are going to make a called shot, you need 3 or more. So where do you want to shoot this guy? Headshot
Base
or
of the
heart shot?
spine.
Base of the
No,
spine.
base of the spine. I want him to fall down, be immobilized, and heal for a few hours before he dies.
That is fucking morbid. All right, so he's going to take a critical injury.
I'd like to roll for insight on Marcus.
34.
Wow.
34.
I'm a long ways from the Trail Angels.
Okay, yeah. So he's basically paralyzed from the waist down. He does still have his upper body, but he's effectively unconscious. We'll say that he is, for the most part, removed from combat. Let's see. Silas, you're up. And you've got 2 of them that are coming to you. They don't see you yet, but they are basically tracking in your position towards your. They're like, if you can imagine, you're converging on each other.
What's the range? Like, is this shotgun range?
No, this would be outside of shotgun range.
So bow would still be in play?
I would say a bow's still in play. Yeah,
Well, then I will take a shot with the bow.
perfect.
2 6s, no panic.
Sweet. All right.
Plastic silent.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
So 5 plus 1 for the bow plus the extra 6, so that's 7 total.
7 total. Jeez, you guys are fucking lighting him up. Yeah, you want to describe how this guy dies?
Right in the neck, man.
Right, Adam's apple.
Wait,
So you put
this is the way.
put the arrow right in the Adam's apple, and the guy just collapses on the ground. And you can hear A from up above. It's like, that's how you do it. Adam's apple first try.
I was hoping A saw that.
Speaking of which, I got to roll for A, and I got to roll for E.
Tip of the cap.
Jesus. Okay, so they're just marginally better than the enemies. Let's see. Bunk and Dorian. Who has the higher agility of Bunk and Dorian?
Agility?
Yep.
I've got a
guess, just
5.
off the get go. Yeah, I got a 3, I think.
Okay, so that means Dorian's going to go first with his 9. So you're up on top of the roof, looking down, and you can see, I mean, they're pretty far out. But I would say if you have a firearm, you could reach them.
I do.
Perfect.
Got a revolver.
So there are 2 that are on the far side that came out. Marcus and Silas took out the 2 that were closest to you. So the 2 that are remaining on the far, like the east side that came out of the front door.
Okay. So I guess I'll aim at the one that's probably closest.
Okay.
Of the farthest ones.
Okay.
So marksmanship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 plus my bonus plus my stress.
Oh no!
2 sixes,
Two
1
success
panic.
and a panic.
Oh, I love this. All right, so go ahead and get your shot off. Roll the damage.
Okay.
You're a panicking motherfucker. Knew it, Dorian.
4, 5, 6, 7. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's good enough. 7. I mean, these guys don't have a ton of hit points. 7 is what they have. So, do you want to describe how you put this one down?
Yeah, I like finally I'm finally out of it. I get my wits and I see what's happening. I fling my jacket back, pull out the revolver, spin the thing, and clock.
Now,
Dorian's back, baby.
well,
And then I panic.
yeah. So I'm just like, I love that narrative so much that I'm just gonna choose a panic for you.
Yes.
So you let out this incredible like rallying cry. Everybody that's within earshot. So I would say all of you. You can hear this. He's up on top of the roof. He just screams out this like Mel Gibson from fucking Braveheart type rallying cry. So all of you are going to get a +2 to your next attack. But Dorian takes another point of stress.
Fair enough.
Bunk, you're up.
Okay. You said there were 2 that were heading towards Silas,
Mm-hmm.
and he already blotted one, so I'm gonna blot the other. I take aim at that guy,
Okay.
and I have. All right. We get 2. You said 2 or 3 for the sneak attack.
It's 3 for sneak. Yeah, like if you're firing from an unseen position, you get +3, and you get +2 for the rallying cry that Dorian gave you. So, agility,
Oh my god.
marksmanship, gear bonus on your sniper rifle, +3 for being hidden, +2 for Dorian's rallying cry. So, you should have like a fucking fistful of dice to roll at this point.
We don't have enough physical dice to do this roll, but
Suspense is killing me.
I got a success,
I just panicked.
but I also panicked.
I love this session. This is so much panic. All right. Well, first of all, how many success did you roll?
I think just fucking 1.
1, 2. I see 2. Go ahead and roll damage.
2, sorry. And damage is just a d6.
Yeah.
6.
6. Jesus Christ. But you get 2 for your gun, for your rifle, and you get the additional 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Would you like to describe how this guy goes down?
I accidentally shoot him through his hip, but I blow off his entire lower half, I guess.
It's like perfect.
I get
Yeah.
a perfect on the hip bone that like his pelvis was aligned with my bullet. So it just goes and cuts through his entire pelvis bone, separating his lower half from his upper half. And I cut him in half effectively. And he falls down like a bad horror film.
Okay, perfect. I love it. So that's the 4 that came out of the front. A is up top. He's like, Jesus Christ, you guys. That was amazing. And as soon as he says that, 2 more guys come out of the far east on that door from the opposite of the exercise room. And 2 more come out of the door that Silas and ENF came out of.
So that's 6 total we have in view at the moment, yeah?
4 more total. 2 came out of the east, 2 came out of the door behind Silas and what's his
And
face?
there were 2 also. There were 4 that came out of the front. We took care of the 2. We
Yeah.
took care of the 2 that were going towards Silas, but there were 2 others that fanned out.
There were
We got
all
all 4.
You got all 4.
Okay.
Yeah, trust me, I'm writing all this down.
Gotcha.
But there are 4 more. And so to that end, A is going to take a shot at one of the guys that came out of the door right literally below him. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. He's only going to hit him for 3. So he's going to he like wings him a little bit. But Silas, as you hear this gunshot go off and you hear this guy go, "Wah!" You turn around and you see that there are 2 more guys that have just come out of the same door that you did. E is going to take a shot. Ooh. That's going to put the first guy down. The same guy that A just shot. And F is going to take a shot. Oh, dear. He shoots and misses.
That's a lot of dip.
So the 2 guys that followed out the door, they're going to they see you as soon as they pop out. They're going to take a shot at Silas. Oh, dear.
I'm going to block it.
You're going to block it. He's going to hit you for 6. Or no, 5.
Damn.
And that's going to take the 2 guys on the far side. They see A and Dorian up top on the because they're coming out from the east. The first thing they see is 2 idiots on top of the roof. Ooh, it's gonna. He's gonna hit A for 6. He is very hurt. He falls down to 1 knee. Then the other guy is gonna take a shot at Dorian. He's gonna miss. That's gonna take us back to Silas.
I think Marcus is first.
Oh yes, Marcus, you are first. Marcus is first.
Yeah, what do I need to do?
So there's one guy that's just that's on the east side that came out the same door as Marcus. He's the one that just lit Marcus up.
Silas.
Well, I'm
Silas.
Marcus.
Sorry. Yeah, it's Silas and
Yeah.
Marcus.
So, from my position, I just want to shoot at him.
Perfect. You get a +2 to your rallying cry still. So you're
Okay,
hidden.
So agility plus stealth.
No,
plus
it's not stealth.
marksmanship.
It's no, dude. You're just automatically getting a +3. So you're getting agility, marksmanship,
and marksmanship.
plus your bonus from your rifle, plus your
Plus
bonus
2.
for being hidden, plus your 2 bonus for being
I don't have enough
inspired.
dice.
I don't know what
Yeah,
to
you
tell
do.
you.
You know you do.
There's 1, 2, 3 6s and 2 of my gear dice are 1s.
Okay,
So
well, as
3
long as you
sixes.
don't. All right, so 3 of them. Like I said, on a with 3 success, you can call your shot.
Just through the eye socket. He's dead.
Okay,
Immediately
perfect.
I'm
dead.
just gonna call us SEAL Team 6 from now on.
Jesus Christ. So that goes down. Silas, you're up, and you are, as far as I can tell, you're pretty hurt.
Yeah, I'm down to 3 hit points.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Is there any other enemies? Like, he
There,
just shot the guy that shot me.
there are 2 on the far side that are across the courtyard that came out of the far east side of the building.
Is this still outside of shotgun range?
Yeah, like the shotgun was like sawed off. So like,
Yeah.
anything farther than like the distance between you and your kitchen door is probably too far. It's like a scattergun.
Getting the bow again.
And you have a +2 to your rallying cry because of Dorian up top.
All reliable. Come on, Hawkeye. Oh, I don't like
3
that.
sixes and 1 panic.
The suspense, you son of a bitch, with that face.
Okay,
Oh my god.
so like I said, if you get like 3 of them is a called shot. So where do you want to shoot this guy?
Adam's apple again. I'm picking up apple. I'm going apple picking.
Putting him down. All right. Roll me How many stress do you have at this point? 2. All right. We'll roll D10 plus 2. Is it a 10? So
that's 12 total.
Silas lets loose with this thing, and it flies true. But as soon as like you let go of the bow, the overwhelming sense of everything that's been around you, you just bludgeoned 2 people to death. You nearly died. You like came this close to being killed by somebody who shot you, and now you finally hit somebody in the Adam's apple for the 3rd time, and you just collapse and sit down on the ground in a catatonic state. Dorian, you're up.
Heck yeah.
With your 3 stress.
And I'm still on the roof.
Yeah, you're still on the roof.
And A is
He's super hurt. He's on one
super
knee.
hurt. And there's 1 guy left?
1 guy left.
2. Oh man, heck yeah. And how far away is he?
He's on the far side of the courtyard.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to use my revolver. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 1. Plus 3 stress. Good God.
Oh fuck yeah.
2 successes.
2 success.
No stresses.
No stress. All right, roll.
No panic.
Roll. Yeah, no panic. Roll damage for me.
So that's 1d6 plus my 2 successes.
3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you want? How do you want to? You want to describe how this guy dies?
Yeah. Dang, I was not prepared for this. I don't have a one-liner anymore. So I do my cry, and I'm just so overwhelmed that I just say, I see everybody freaking out, especially Silas curling up like a little baby, like no one else I've ever seen before. And I go, time for the closing act. Let's do the grand finale. And I shoot the guy.
Nice. And he goes down.
Right in the throat.
In the throat. So, the last of you got, nobody else seems to be coming out of this building. Like when Dorian puts this last guy down, you're waiting, with the anticipation that how many more of these motherfuckers are coming out of this building that we're gonna have to put down. But a few minutes go by and seems like it's quiet. Like if anybody else is left still alive, they have either completely fucked off or they are in that gymnasium barely holding on. Let's see. I need Silas to give me a stamina roll.
Snap out of it, Silas.
Including the stress?
No, because there wouldn't be any further. Like you literally have you rolled existential dread on your panic, so like there's no additional panicking. It's like this is just to see if you can.
I got 1-6.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, you kind of shake the cobwebs out and kind of get yourself reoriented. But to that end, it does appear that you guys have taken care of the last of the soldiers that are at least in this base. I think this might be a good place to end it, and we can start off by searching the base next session. But that was fun. I liked that
I
one.
feel
was
like we just
freaking
sealed Team 6,
wild.
like,